It's Nikki Pace, T-Bone, J. Greg, and do you need a stool? Look at you. Look how petite you are.
I am petite.
Look at her. Dr. Sadie's in here.
Thank you.
Our next guest is a sex expert and pleasure coach who holds a doctorate in human sexuality. She has sold millions of books with titles such as Sex Position Secrets and Tickle His Pickle, as well as being the driving force behind the website TickleKitty.com. And today she's finally visiting us in studio to talk about all things sex and Valentine's Day. Please welcome, friend of the show, Dr. Sadie Allison.
Look at you. This is the way it's supposed to be. Remember Dr. Ruth? God rest her soul.
Bless.
But you didn't feel like you could trust her sex advice. I feel like she was like a runaway Nazi.
There had been techniques that had happened since the first time she had sex.
Yeah. Now, I take it, like, listen, look at you. This is how it's supposed to be.
Thank you.
Cute lady,
Yes.
a beautiful lady comes in. She knows what's going on. She's a real doctor, and it's the way it should be right there. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think after a certain age, sex and nudity should be banned. Like right around 65.
65.
Yeah.
Not a bad age.
I
You
saw
have to
my
be the
grandma
same age
naked
to
in the
see it.
goddamn bathtub once on accident. It was terrible.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you're like a little kid and you got to pee and you wait too long. So then you go running in the house and she was staying with us. Kid go right into the door. She's in the bathtub with a washcloth.
Oh my God. I bet she was more horrified than you.
Yeah, she was pretty Catholic, so the whole thing was pretty bad for
Somebody
everybody.
saw, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it looks like wrinkle soup. It was terrible, man.
Wrinkle soup.
It was
Oh,
so
no.
bad. Oh.
But you still want to be hitting it, though, when you're that age. You just don't want it.
No, with somebody much younger.
There just have to be rules.
Hey, grandmas need pleasure too. It never stops.
Well,
Hey, use it or lose it.
is that right? Mm-hmm. How old do you think people at genuine? Well, I guess down in Florida, the STD rate's kind of skyrocketing with old people, isn't it? So they're still down there getting crazy.
It is scary. Yeah, because the times are different and people have been married so long, so the divorce,
Right.
they get divorced and they don't realize what it's like now in today's world.
Yeah,
pretty sad.
71% increase in syphilis in Kansas City. Who's
1
horny?
year.
Who's horny now? Huh?
Oh my God.
That's true. The news just came out today. 71.
Oh my God. Gotta, no glove, no love.
That's it.
Gotta,
Hey, germaphobe.
gotta wear the glove.
I'm so, you have no idea. Like, because I grew up, about the time I got to be sexually active, AIDS pops up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's about the time you get a radio show where you get to be known a little bit.
Right? Popular.
Yeah, Tommy Morrison comes up HIV positive and just, you're like, this is the most ruined opportunity of all opportunities. Where was the 70s when I needed them?
Right.
Right?
And I grew up in the 70s in San Francisco. My parents were hippies. So I didn't grow up with sexual shame and negativity
Right.
and fear and all of that. So which is part of what led me into my career as a sexologist, because my friends were always inhibited and felt weird and never even looked
Catholics.
at their own bodies. And I said, really? I don't come from there, but let me tell you how.
Right? You're the best girl ever.
I was a good friend.
Yeah.
I really was.
And he's so much easier to talk to yet again
How
than
many
anybody
years?
in your life.
Catholic school.
I went the whole time, so all 13 years. total.
Wow. So did
With
you let
kindergarten and high school, middle school?
Do you think you let loose later because
Oh, yeah.
of that? Still
Yeah,
letting loose?
I still wasn't right in school, but yeah, afterwards, of course, when you didn't have the shame just hovering over you hour by hour when you're going to class, and of course, the required church and everything else, because we had nuns and priests that
Yeah.
were
Yeah, I
that
was
were in
an
our
altar
lives.
boy.
So
I got over it pretty quick, though.
Did you?
Yeah, recovering Catholic went pretty good for me.
I got in the real world and I was like, okay, there's other pervs here. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's just as a guy, the first time you get a girl who will have sex with you, repeatedly, like a real girlfriend, like it all goes out the window. The
Right.
same, like you're like, we invented this stuff.
You're
This
like,
is gonna
forget
be-"
that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
changing my views now.
So how long have you been a sex therapist, a doctor?
18 years I started ago.
Wow.
I actually started as a sex educator in high school. I was that go-to girl that was uninhibited, gave all the advice. My nickname was Little Dr. Ruth back then.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I wrote my first book 18 years ago, Tickle Your Fancy, A Woman's Guide to Self-Pleasure, and it just went from there.
Were guys just lining up to date you? You must have been the most popular girl, period. Not because you were promiscuous, but because you weren't ashamed of anything. And you were happy to be young and on fire and your hormones are going crazy.
I had some interest, but I also had the guys that were intimidated too. They're like, "Oh my God, she knows so much. How could I ever please her?"
You don't want to go in there, oh God, I'm going to look like an idiot.
Right, and then I
strap
had
the dunce hat on me and take me to school.
You're like, just show me. And then there were the guys that are like, I can show you a thing or two. Let me at you.
Always a disappointment, right?
False.
Yeah, it's like a guy telling you he's
Often.
going to kick your ass. He's
Often.
not going to kick your ass. The quiet one's going to kick your ass. You'll be able to clear this up for all time. Any guy who tells you he's got a big penis never has a big penis, do they?
No, the ones the ones that have the big ones know it, and they're more confident and humble because they know when you get there. They're like,
under promise and over deliver.
There you go.
That's always. Trust me, that's the only way I can get by, man. I can't make any brags. Now, T, we should start out with this discussion. Were you where T broke his penis last week? Did anybody explain this to you?
No, tell me about the
Penile
broken
fracture.
penis.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, okay, so I was having sex. Me and my friend we were having the fun sex. You just kind of play around because there's all the different kinds.
Let me
sex
shorten this story
serious.
if I can. He took an 8-inch stroke with a 4-inch penis.
I was doing the big
All right.
in and out, just like trying to be fun.
How did that go?
What? Yeah.
He's doing the table.
It was one of those that I was just playing around, and I wound up missing and just kind of right in there, and I broke the end of my penis is pointing towards right between 10 and 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, no,
you have to be careful.
he's got to go to a urologist tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's actually.
Ow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm hoping for a degloving. If you've ever seen that surgery when they rupture the corpus cavernosa, and they have to go in and they have to cut around the top and peel it down like a sock.
Oh,
I showed him the pictures.
Ouch. Oh, that must have been lovely.
It'll teach him. It'll teach him to stand a little closer.
Stand a little closer.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't that was all serious. It was just I was trying to be big because it was just the fun.
You're like those guys that pee on the floor in the bathroom.
No, it's not.
Stand a little closer, man. It ain't that long.
It wasn't that kind of sex. It was the goofing around sex. I told you, she's talking to my penis through my urethra and all that kind of stuff.
It can happen. Yeah. It's all right. It'll heal.
That said, he didn't tell anyone for almost a week, and he just kind of brought it up when we were talking about something different but related. And we're like, why haven't you said anything or asked or
nervous, right?
That's serious.
Yeah, it's just one of those. I figured, okay, when it happened, it didn't hurt. It's not bruised. Didn't do any of that kind of stuff. I can still use it and that stuff. And
it's crooked, man.
It's crooked, yes, but it still doesn't hurt.
You have to pee at an angle.
Okay.
I pee at an angle, yes, but
like stand sideways.
I have to turn just a little bit towards.
Well, now you can just turn to the side and get her G-spot real good.
Yeah, right. That's he's gonna have to. Everything's gonna be
make
big,
the best of it.
Big spoon, little spoon.
But once I say it's not hurting or anything, so I just kind of maybe it's like when you roll your ankle, just kind of
okay.
Go
You can
back
still walk and
after a while. Yeah.
But you've seen this, it's real. I mean, Peyronie's disease is real, but penis fracture is real. I mean, we have a buddy, Al. That's a whole other story. But he was in a motorcycle accident and ended up with all the plaque and the fibrous scar tissue in there, and they've been treating that with the needles and the injections and the whole bit. Yeah, it's brutal, man, brutal. Which you might get the injections. That might be the lightweight.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's going to straighten itself out, man.
Probably not.
No. Well, we'll get back. He's a whole nother project.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't hurt.
Thank you.
Okay.
You are a real sex therapist. T fancies himself a sex therapist.
Well, I've done stuff.
She's just looking at him.
There's things that I've done, and that's kind of stuff that work.
Hey, ho, stop that. Sorry, I was turning this around. I don't know. Will this turn all the way around?
Yeah.
Pick one.
You gonna show me something?
Yeah, those are all T's sex tips. These are his personal views. These are things he has decided he wanted to talk about, and he wanted to share with the world because he feels that he is very sexually adept.
Yeah. I'm a little more on a different sexual level. It's one of those. It's one of those. I understand what's going on. I can get better and that kind of stuff. And I've learned. I paid attention. I've been aware of what's going on around me and that stuff. I know what works.
He's a swinger. They've been in the lifestyle for how long?
About 15 years.
Yeah. Pick one.
Okay.
Which one do you like? Which number one? Just go ahead and touch it.
And now, to help you be a better lover, the Johnny Dare Morning Show presents Just the Tip. Sex Tips with expert lover, T-Bone.
Make sure you always have some extra pillows around, okay? No matter how soft the mattress is or a couch or wherever it is that you plan on doing it, there's always going to be hard spaces, so have the pillows there, all right? Treat your lady like a lady. be a gentleman, all right? Because there's times that you're going to be going in from behind, and you're going to be, okay, I'm on my knees right now. I'm thrust. But then you're going to want to bring it from the sky. You're going to want to drop the jackhammer of God and go into like a catcher's position on your toes, straight down, going, you're just hard, just pounding it, all right? Now, when that happens, her arms are going to go weak, and she's going straight down into the surface, and you want to make sure there's a pillow there so it's there to protect her face, and there's something nice for her that's soft for her to land on, because you don't want, because once you get into the jackhammer of God, you don't want to stop, because that's a finisher.
This has been Just the Tip. Sex tips with T-Bone. Only on the Johnny
Well, I
Depp
have some doctor, sex educator reasons to have a pillow, pillows in the bed, in addition to your reasoning.
And being a decent human
By
being.
the way, that's probably the lightest, most normal one out of all
Is
of
it?
them. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I have to
No,
listen to
we'll
that.
go back to those in a while, but it covers everything from orgies to mutual masturbation to confidence, sleep, sex, mouth love, grind and swell, prolonging, the big finish, spanking, ending, stuffing. That's a whole nother thing. Oh, yeah, no, he really
That's a lot of good stuff.
he wrote and recorded these one take each time. These are his genuine
Really?
feelings. Oh, yeah.
And once you're done with that part, you want to take those pillows and put them under her hips.
Because you can hit the door knocker right there. The legs are up
The
in
G
air.
the G spot. It's also good for oral pleasuring because it gives her vulva a whole
Sure.
different angle and height, so that the angle that you're coming in at is a whole different sensation. Believe it or not, even if you just move it like a half an inch in the angle, that creates a whole different sensation
Put a
for
little hand
her.
on the outside, a little pressure.
There
See,
you
I
go.
told you I
You're
know
creeping
He
me out,
knows.
man. You're creeping me out. So, she makes me feel healthy about sex. You make me feel awful about it because you're a little too real, man.
I'm
Your
giving
poor
it to you
wife.
straight.
Your poor wife, man. Such a horrifying thing. Your books, though, Toygasms, Tickle Your Fancy. That's how if girls aren't comfortable touching themselves. Sex Position Secrets, fantastic. I mean, this is, people aren't comfortable asking. Who do they ask? If they don't have a friend like you, how do girls find out?
That's right. Well, some people watch porn, but that's not a good teacher. It's
For guys, it's not for
It's
sure.
not.
For girls, it might be. Like we talked about this because the rule about porn is if you're a guy or if you're a girl, everything you see that girl do, probably we do want. If you're a guy, a girl doesn't want any of that. Like none of it. Strangely enough, you don't meet a lot of girls who want you to beat their vagina with your penis
It's not.
or make the angry face.
Well, there's a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. So it's great for entertainment and it has its place.
Yeah.
But what I say to all the guys out there, especially the younger guys today that are watching it a lot
Yeah,
at
it's a little too
13 and
aggressive,
stuff.
man.
Yeah, it's fine for entertainment, but it's not what you want to take to the bedroom. Because what's happening is our younger generation, they're watching porn, the men, the boys. They're learning sex. That's how you do
Right.
it. And then they go have sex and a girl has sex the first time and she's like, oh, that wasn't
You're a
good.
gross pig.
She's like, well, she doesn't know what to compare it to. So she just
Right.
thinks she doesn't like sex. And she's like, oh, that's what sex is? I guess it's not that great. I guess I just don't like it. But really, these guys are just servicing these girls. So I'm letting the guys know.
Yeah.
Learn from my books, for example. Write 'em Cowgirl. There's Tickle's Pickle for her. But women also speak up and know what you like and what you want and what's available to you. So if your guy isn't doing it right, that you can say, hey, we need to work on this.
Absolutely. That's it. Were you able to talk to Mike about it when you guys first got together? Because you were like, what, 14 years old?
I was
She rode her
almost
bicycle to the job
21 when
interview.
I met my husband. But
You were not 21.
I said I was almost 21 when I met my husband.
He was my old boss. He got me in radio. He's a
Really?
wonderful guy.
Oh,
Great
nice.
guy, yeah.
We've got
She was
16 years
just a girl
difference.
with a Catholic schoolgirl skirt and a want to be in the radio business.
I had come over to his place for a job interview. I had been working already
This
at
is like
another
a bad
place.
porn movie, by the way.
Anyway, yeah, every horrible situation that could come of it. That said, we've been married now 20 years. So
Wow, congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
But with us, it's not been a lot because we've joked on and off air. There's no dirty talk? I'm like, no, we'd start laughing. That's not how we communicate.
That's the crazy thing to me because you guys will go anal, but you don't dirty talk. I'm like, what in the
We don't talk. Like we'll kind of go through the motions, and you'll tell somebody, okay, here, move over here real quick. But that's the most of it. It's not anything, and it's not like you're spouting off rules or anything or commands.
See, I think talking dirty to each other is one of the sexiest things you can do. It's
Absolutely.
so simple, especially with
Absolutely.
Valentine's Day coming up.
Huge fan.
Easy thing to do. And the trick is it's not about what you say necessarily, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
So the tips are to slow down what you're saying, lower your voice, get it raspy if you can, and get real close and where your man can hear you and feel the heat from your breath. So you can whisper in his ear and say, "I'm gonna do your laundry tonight, baby."
Yeah, no, that actually works. I'm pretty uncomfortable right now, to be honest.
Like, hey, you do my laundry then. See, so it doesn't matter what you say, just
T, how do you do it?
It depends.
Just do it.
closer, closer.
Where you at? Trying to find your mic here.
That's it. Who's in charge? Who's the daddy? Who's the daddy? Yeah. Who's daddy's little whore? Tell me who my little
No,
boy.
no, let's retake. Well, we got to write in a script. Let's write the script for him.
Is that what you really ask her? Who's daddy's little whore?
I mean,
Does she say,
"Who's my little whore?" And that's so she's
what
like,
does she say?
I'm your whore.
Get off me, you fat bastard.
I'm not fat. I'm average size.
The blanks and blanks are good. Honey, I love it when you blank my blank.
Right.
Or when you touch me here, it makes me blankety blank.
Touch that.
Bo has a question for you, Doc. Bo? What up? What's going on, man?
Hey, Dr. Sadie.
Hey,
I just
Bo.
wanted to ask a couple quick questions here. I actually, I've been married about 7 years, and I've just here recently in the last few years just kind of had some trouble lasting longer than I usually did. I just wanted to know if I could get some tips on how to make myself, last a little longer.
Okay, good question. The first tip is to lay off any self-pleasuring that you're doing, so that you're a little more ready and excited and ready to get there.
That helps you to last longer?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, sometimes. Maybe not you. Yeah,
like,
that's true.
All those guys
Not you,
like,
Hot Rod.
fire one off, and then we come back here in a minute. Yeah.
But here's the trick: is to use a vibrating penis ring, and I've got this one here. I can.
See, I never use those because I thought they'd feel
no.
good, and then that would be the end of it.
No. What goes at the base?
Well, yeah, no, I figured that.
Okay. Well,
I didn't figure I'd put it on like a wedding ring.
but the the vibrating part lands right on her pleasure button, so she's getting the pleasure she needs. But what this does is it makes men last a little bit longer. And the good part of it is that when you end and you finish off, you actually are more explosive because this holds blood flow in your penis.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you have those? You have some of those?
Yes, we do.
I bet you look great.
This one's called the Black Stallion. It's part of the My Valentine kit at
Nice.
ticklekitty.com.
Nice. All right. Bo, have you got any of these?
No, I've got a regular ring, but none that vibrate.
Okay,
Well.
the regular ring will help too.
Okay. I guess I've just been kind of too scared to use it.
Oh no, try it. You'll like it.
All righty, thank you.
Do you have any other questions, Bo?
No, that was it. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys.
I love you, brother. Thank you. Have a good Valentine's Day.
All right, you too.
All right, there's a girl who has a question. Lynn,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good.
Lynn, do you want the voice changer? Or are you okay with your voice going out? You all right?
No, I think I'm okay. Yeah.
All right.
It'll be okay. So here's my issue. So we've been married for 5 years. I love my husband. Sex is great. Everything is good. My problem is he has a very small penis. I say very small. I mean like 3.5 inches small.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean like I said, the sex is good. Like, we're able, like, all of that's great, but he's constantly wanting me to use my hand to, trying to choose my right word.
Yeah, like your hands. Yeah, you just manipulate it. Yeah, just,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Masturbate
And
with your
it's
hand.
very
Manual
awkward.
pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very awkward because there's no, like, putting my, like, I'm not a big girl. I mean, I'm only 5'2".
If you
so I don't
love
have
him, you'll cut
man-sized
2 of your
hands.
fingers off.
Well, but my fingers will go like all the way around and more. It's just very awkward. So I don't know. That's the problem that we can't seem to get over. I can't mentally get over, I guess.
Let me ask you this: how does he feel about it? Is he fine and he doesn't care what your fingers
I
are
think
doing?
he's standing on the top of a goddamn building with his toes hanging off right now.
I think it's partially more me. I'm not really sure because he's constantly asking me, and it's in a joking way, but I know that it's, meant serious to do it. And I'm just not comfortable. I mean, we've been together for 7 years, married for 5, and I still have not. Like I've attempted, but it just doesn't feel right. It just
Okay, well,
Do it
it's
anyway.
yeah. If it feels good for him, that's all that matters.
Just do it anyway, because it's not harming you. I mean, why not just do it?
Yeah,
Eventually, it won't seem weird.
And here's an idea. Have you ever used a masturbator on him? One of the men's stroker toys?
No.
Okay, that might be a great solution for you. Well, like a fleshlight, or I have this brand new toy. It's called the Fun Factory Manta, and it actually vibrates. It's a men's vibrating toy, and it's a stroker. It's actually made in Germany, so the motor's good.
Dirty Germans.
And I'm writing this down. It's called a Fun
Factory Manta, and you can see it on ticklekitty.com.
Okay.
And what's nice about this product is not only is a vibrating men's stroker for him, but it's also a couple's toy, so you can use it together during lovemaking. And you can see that on Tickle Kitty. It'll show you some illustrations on different ways that you can hold it and use it. But that will solve your issue. And
it's going to be small enough to use on him? Because we've been to the store and things, and some of those things just, honestly, they just look too big, and I don't want to.
This looks like it'd be okay. I'm
think
looking
so.
at it right now. And the reason it looks like because it looks like a manta ray. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, it would work.
I think so.
That's...
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Actually, this is awesome, but God forbid you die and your parents find this.
They won't know what it is.
I hope
It
not.
looks like a claw, like a lobster.
I open tiny bottles in the kitchen cupboards with that.
It's I didn't even know how to
Isn't
explain
that cool?
it. Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
It's high quality medical grade silicone, and you see the little grooves on the inside that hug him. That actually holds lubricant in those little grooves too, so you can keep going, and it holds it right.
Sis, I think you may have something here. You definitely want to go look this up.
Okay.
I think that.
How do we give her one?
I brought you a whole bag of gifts. We can send her one. Yep, there's one in
I'm
there.
going to give you one of these. Actually, Dr. Sadie is going to give you one of these.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. I was just trying to figure out if I could get it here on Valentine's Day time.
We can get it to you in time.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll send you one, honey.
It's like, it's so heavy. I mean, because that's so genuine and real. Like, I can't even joke about it. I mean, I feel bad.
She's trying. I mean, she wants this to work out and figure it out.
The other thing I would do is let down whatever issues that you're holding about his size and your fingers wrapping around. Like, who cares? Just please your man, and that should be your focus.
You're going to freak him out. At some point, like, you can't, as a guy, I can tell you can't hear that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a point where you're going to have a meltdown if somebody keeps telling you the size of your penis freaks somebody out.
You know what else? You said you love sex with him. You've been with him 7 years. You have a great relationship. I'm going to send you a copy of my book, Tickle His Pickle, Your Hands-On Guide to Penis Pleasing. And there's a whole chapter on techniques using your hands. And so there's different ways you can hold your fingers. Like right now, if you do like hey, it's A-OK, and you touch your fingertip to your thumb, you can use that hand technique. So now you're not trying to wrap all your fingers, and you're just using this one, and you can adjust it and that might make it a whole new experience for you.
Okay.
Here's the upside. Never going to hit the gag reflex.
That is very true.
You know what? You got to find the silver lining in these things. My buddy Sleepy came in after a date one time and said, a girl looked at him and said, oh, she went all the way down. And he was like, I've never been able to do that before. I was like, Sleep. Take that the way you mean it, Sleep. Like, listen, Lynn. Yeah, just stay in the game, man.
Thank you.
All right. Hey,
thanks for calling.
I'm going to put you on with Jake, okay?
Thank you.
All right. That's a heavy call. Like, I mean, that's not a joke call.
But she
loves him.
actually cared and wanted to find out. She's trying to, she's
He's
trying.
not listening. I mean, I know he knows about it, but still.
Yeah, it's her thing though.
Yeah.
Like he's fine with what
Yeah.
She's like my finger, so she just has to get over that, move on, don't have that hang up.
Clip off the pinky and the ring finger.
There you go.
And that means you love him. You know what I'm saying?
Or on your right hand, and then you don't have to mess up your ring finger.
That's right.
You can still wear your wedding ring.
That's right.
There are easier fixes, and I'm sure she'll find them.
Have you? I know you've only been with a very small amount of men, but have you ever been with a man with a small penis?
Yes.
And
it was like once.
was it? Was that you were like, wow.
I'm in my head.
Oh my God! Tell me at least I know who it is.
No,
that's too bad.
I think like your body needs to fit my body. Like everything, just when something lines up, and you just and if you don't, you immediately know I'm not going to make this drag on. Not in a mean way, but just kind of okay.
Did he try to overcompensate, or was he?
No, it was just awkward.
I always imagine those guys like, "Am I hurting you?" No, you're really not.
I mean, if by like taking up time, it's putting a hurt on my schedule. But yeah,
you're on my hair, Dick. Yeah.
Always let a guy down easy though. If it does come up,
we're like, we are. I mean, men are way more susceptible to being bruised like that than women are. I think girls can bounce back much quicker. Like it'll never leave you. If some girl's like, you have a little one.
But just imagine ladies that have given birth or anything like that. I mean, your sensitive. You're insecure sometimes about things, and nobody wants to hear that kind of, I mean, be nice. Of course, joke about it later with your coworkers, but nobody needs to be a dick about it.
Yeah. Well, that's it, man. You're not going to end up, especially if you're a guy, you insult a girl, like she's never going to want to have sex with you again.
As you've said before, this is the good part.
Who's
Let's not
Daddy's
kill the
little
good
whore?
part.
You creepy bastard. You freaked me out. I didn't like you standing behind me. Justin, poor Dr. Sadie. Is this real? Justin.
Yes, sir.
What's wrong with you?
As my father would say, a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 37 years old. I've been with a girl for a year and a half. I'm actually going to ask her to marry me next week. And, well, she's got the sex drive of an adult film star, and I don't. And I'm wondering how I can increase my sex drive.
Okay. How old are you?
37.
Okay. Well, as you approach your late 30s and into your 40s, testosterone for men starts to drop, just like estrogen in women. It's just what happens in our bodies.
See, it's crazy. I haven't experienced that. I'm still like a slave.
Yeah.
I'm like a slave to that thing. Like, it's awful. Like, I wish my sex drive would drop. I would make better decisions in my life. I'm just like,
you'd get more work done.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what do you do? You guess you go to a hormone doc, right?
You check your body first, because there could be an issue with hormones. So that would be a fix that you can handle. But the other thing would be to do different things that you can explore and that might turn you on in different ways that you didn't even realize. So how much exploration are you doing in the bedroom? And for example, are you using sex toys and trying different things with her that's going to actually stimulate your mind more?
No, well, I don't know how to explain that. We have a great sex life when we have sex. She's got toys. I mean, she's got a bag of vibrators that, would rival any sex shop. But she never asked to use them. I've never actually brought them up. And we've never used toys together because we've never actually needed it. But
nobody needs it, man. It's just not what you like it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is there something you want?
A lot.
Is there something you want that you've not been able to ask for?
No. She's phenomenal in bed. It's just the sex drive. I mean, she'll talk dirty and do all that. It sounds great. It's just it doesn't boost.
So how often is good for you as far as your sex drive? Is it once a day?
We're lucky to have once a week.
And she wants it more.
Kind of putting a damper on our relationship.
So why don't you want it more than once a week?
I don't know. I mean, I do. It's just I don't find myself getting aroused.
Well, that's a whole different thing. Is she able to arouse you and get you there if you guys are doing foreplay and she's touching you?
Yeah, she does. And we've had the conversation about sex drive, and I've known about testosterone in a guy my age, and usually I figured women would drop too, but this woman, she's got the sex drive of a teenager.
Well, let her do her thing with you, and maybe just go for it, because if she can get you aroused and you can like get into that place, what I find with people is the more you have sex, the more you want it.
Yeah, listen, you better be the king of cunnilingus, my friend, if you're going to get married to this girl.
That's the other thing is you might not want to do it, but that doesn't mean that you can't please her. And so that's where all these pleasure products and sex toys come in. So if you're physically not there, that doesn't mean mentally you can't be there, and you can pick up some of these products and really take care of her just as well.
Okay.
Should we
At the beginning of our relationship, the sex was great. It was happening all the time. And I thought she was going to kill me. But then I think complacency set in, and we just got used to routines and everything. And I just...
You know how many married men are flipping off their radio right now? They're just pissed off.
He's trying.
I know, but these other dudes
I know, though, yeah.
They're like, Just like someone going, you have to count all this money. All this money I have to count. You don't even know how much it sucks to count all this money.
You know, you brought up another point is when you do the same thing over and over, it can get a little old. And so you have to constantly be evolving to re-spark things for yourself. Just like in any long-term relationship or work or anything, you have to put effort into it.
You think about have her put on a fake mustache and pull her hair back.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
You never know.
You know what we just did on ticklekitty.com? We added a whole new collection of silicone dildos. Mm-hmm. Really high quality, beautiful products, pretty colors. I would suggest picking up a dildo that you'll be able to use with her in those times when you're just not there and she's there. She could still get what she needs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Also, Hitachi wand.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
The Hitachi one.
That's the ender.
You know,
that'll
have, yeah, and we have a new one called Le Wand, which is like the Hitachi, but it's brand new and even more powerful.
Jesus Christ, that thing will take the paint off.
It
you
does.
Gotta be careful. You want to go over the panties the first time, I'm telling you, man. Like that thing is, woo.
You've never said more important words.
Yeah, over the panties, right? Yeah, you know.
Over the panties.
Diffuser. Or your hand.
Yeah, right? All right, listen, you hang in there. If you're going to ask her to marry you, man, you got to get your head wrapped around this.
Yeah, I'm doing it on a birthday, so I'm...
That's usually the woman's line for the oral.
Right?
Clear your head, buddy.
You ever give her oral on her birthday, Captain?
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Do you like doing that?
Doing what?
Do you do that for her? Do you go down on her?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Good
All right.
boy.
Good man. All right. Good
All right,
luck
you're
with
saved.
that.
You're saved.
Those are some heavy phone calls. I mean, you know, and here's the thing. And by the way, anybody who wants to come in, nobody's going to get goofed on. Like, we're lying about sex because sex is supposed to be fun. But I mean, think about who do you ask about that? If you're not around, Dr. Sadie, who do you ask?
Yeah,
with those questions?
It's really hard. There's a lot more sex educators today, and there's resources and courses. But I also have
people don't want to go; they get embarrassed.
Then I have a blog. It's called the Tickle Kitty blog, and we post articles every day all about this stuff. So you can just go and read up on stuff. You can search for topics you're looking for, and we have a lot of great content that'll help people out.
I mean, you really do run the gamut, and it's so not graphic. Like you're a really smart writer in the way that, you know, Ride 'em Cowgirls, Sex Position, Secrets for Better Bucking. You know, it's clever, it's fun, it's not going to creep a chick out. You know, it's I mean, it's a good idea if you are having trouble communicating, and sometimes girls they're not comfortable. You know, they just feel like somehow they're a dirty whore.
You know, but you're right.
Maybe you stop calling her one.
That's playful talk.
Does she ask you to call me a dirty whore? Or is that just something you like doing?
It's just part of the dirty talk. It's just she has somebody to stop, so we just continue on.
What if she liked calling you chubby boy?
I'm not chubby.
But if she liked it, would you like to hear that?
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
If it turned her on to call you that, he's like, eh.
He does so much weird stuff.
I don't do that much weird.
He tried to step on her head once.
I just went to one.
Saw it in a porn. This is the great example of why you don't watch porn and do what they say. You know when they're behind and they try to get their foot over there and like stand on the side of her head?
Yeah.
I was like, that might be a respect issue.
I was young and, you know, just want to try. You know, I was like, I saw this and I was like, let's see if
How did it go off? What did
I got punched.
Did she get a head? You got punched? She got a headache and a bruise?
Yeah, don't stand on girls' heads, man.
It was just one. I tried that one time.
Yeah. My favorite story about Teak, and this is why I love him, because he's absolutely fearless when it comes to sex. Like he really, like, there's no shame in you. No. And that makes you healthy in that way.
Right.
But she came home when you first were you just living together before you were married? And she found you in the closet?
Yeah.
Explain to Doc, this is pre-internet,
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
what this situation was.
We had this walk-in closet, so I didn't hear her walk in, and I was this masturbation time, and you know, so I'm sitting. I had, you know, dirty magazine. I'm laying on my side in the closet because that's where the dirty magazines I had them at, and I took a pair of her underwear out of the dirty clothes basket and just kind of put on my head.
Okay. Fetish.
Just masturbate. You know, just
Cute.
masturbate away.
Imagine the girl, you come through the door and look in there, and there's that creepy dude just beating his monkey to death, looking through the eye holes of your dirty underpants,
In
like
the
some kind of a
closet.
perverse superhero.
Because it was easier to get to the porn. It's because I had the porn magazines that way. They're right there. It says,
So you
So you just drop to the ground right there.
Yeah, just,
Like an animal.
much, yeah.
You're a lazy masturbator.
But it's convenient then too because I'm
What
right there.
was her reaction?
She at that time she just opened the door. Eyes got wide. I was like, okay, and she shut the door and walked out.
Did she talk? Did you guys talk about it?
A little bit after that, she's like, I understand. It's just natural.
I always tell
I
people.
don't just I don't walk on that again. Lock the door.
Yeah, no, because they don't want to see that.
Yeah,
Like,
so.
if I walk in on my girl and she's masturbating, I'm like, it's time. Like, we're in.
Yeah, can I
Let's
join?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want anyone walking on me doing that. Jesus
No?
Christ.
That's private time
what
for
a
you?
horrific look. You know it, and
What
I
if-
know it. There's no girl in the world's like, man, I like to see that weird, ugly face you make, and it's an angry, aggressive thing. Like,
Well, she can join. That's what I always say, because women ask me, like, what if I catch him doing it? I'm like, well, then
Well,
join
no, that's
him.
fine.
Jump
I mean, it's
in.
all good.
Give him a hand.
You're right. But I don't think girls are turned on by the way because guys look, women look great when they do that, right? But
I think so.
You think she wants to watch you do that?
Yes.
Oh, man. Good for you.
Good for you.
You got to tell me what you're doing different than I am.
I have to join. I think, hey, take your hands off of that. That's mine now.
Nice.
It's all ready to go.
No, good jam. That's great.
I'll always say, I'm like, I'd rather you be there for the assist. I want to assist you if that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
It always comes. Listen, sometimes we just don't want to mess with the whole business. It's fantastic. A lot of pressure on guys. Listen, that guy one guy doesn't have the sex drive. The other guy's afraid he's not lasting long enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those little videos on Pornhub, they don't care how long you last. No, they're fantastic.
No, the good thing about the book, you don't have to worry about your Google history to clear.
Right?
There's a positive. If you're afraid.
And my books are all fully illustrated, so you can literally point and play.
Right.
Because there's positions and techniques, and there's humor. I actually tell people to read it together in bed, out loud.
Now, here's the perfect example. This is very normal. Aaron.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, well, I would say that I probably have the polar opposite problem of the last caller. I'm 35. My wife's actually a couple of years older than me. We've been together for quite a while, about 7 years. We have one kid, 7 months old, and even before the kid came along, it's been a struggle, in a monogamous relationship because she just isn't there nearly as often as I would like her to be. And we've had, multiple conversations about it. We're very open and honest with each other about this kind of stuff. And I don't really know what to do. I've even suggested couples counseling, or for her to see a sex therapist, or for me to see a sex therapist. Like I've put, even to get into an open relationship of some sort.
How often are you having sex?
I would say probably 3 to 4 times a week, but if it was
that's pretty good.
That's
man.
a lot, and especially with a 7-month-old. So you're actually in a really good place.
You might have a problem, sir.
Well, okay, but that's what I'm saying though, is that we're kind of back to where we were before, but it's never been. And there's other things to this, like for example, she has never had an orgasm with just me. Like there's always toys involved, which I have no problem with. So I'm also curious if there's any tips on some other things that we can be doing. And yes, I have tried the radio appropriate. I think cunnilingus is the right term.
Yeah.
So, a lot.
Practice, my friend.
Okay. Well, here's a couple things that will help you out. First of all, I'd like to send you a copy of my book. It's called The Mystery of the Undercover Clitoris.
I have this right here.
That's the one. If you check some of the illustrations in there, so many men.
The touch and go. We've got the eighth wonder of the world.
Oh, that's a good one. Figure eights, boy.
Oh yeah, right.
Aren't those great?
Look at these, are fantastic.
So a lot of people don't realize the way to touch a woman. A lot of men, you guys are watching porn. A woman's not communicating well to you. So I want to give you an example of how light, first of all, you should be touching her pleasure button. Have you ever had something stuck in your eye, like an eyelash, and you go to gently rub it out? No pun intended. That's how gentle you want to start when you touch her. She might like it faster and firmer along the way, but start that soft and that sensitive, and you could blow her mind. And of course, you want to communicate. And the other thing is the womanizer Liberty. I don't know if you know that toy. That will get her started for you to then take over. And it's a 60-second orgasm toy. It's in my new kit for Valentine's Day, which is called
phenomenal.
Play With Me Valentine Kit. Phenomenal.
I'm telling you, man, like these are phenomenal because there's no real motion to it. Once you get it set in the right spot, you can literally look at your watch and it's incredible.
Well, I'm less concerned with that because we have, and again, I'm all about toys. I have no hang up on that, but I would like to be able to get turned down less. I would say
get
that's
a divorce.
The biggest hurdle.
Stop.
I think if you guys are having sex 3 times a week,
pretty good.
That's very good, and I don't see that she needs to please you more if you have a harder, stronger drive, and that you might want to find some alternative ways to enjoy yourself with her. And maybe it's new self-pleasure products. We've got a lot of men's stroker toys. Maybe she could watch you while you're doing something like that. That could be erotic, but I don't know that expecting more sex than 3 to 4 times a week.
It may not make her want to have sex with you more watching you do that.
Well, we're back to that.
Not every chick wants to see
Do it in the
that.
kitchen while she's cooking.
She'll be looking and be relieved, like, oh, thank God something else is
I just picture him like following her around, just killing it, just like, look at me. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, and if you have, just self pleasure when you need to. I mean, that's what that's for.
3 times a week's pretty good. She's clearly trying, man. Oh boy.
Sorry, you didn't want to hear that.
Man, maybe you could give some of your sex drive to that poor bastard we talked to before.
No kidding.
You're making me feel weird now.
Bottle that up and sell it.
Listen, it's hard. It's hard to find somebody who matches, man. I hope you guys work it out. Hello?
Yeah. Oh,
I
sorry. I didn't know. I was getting cut.
No. I was telling you. I hope it works out.
Yeah, no, and it's pretty good when it's there. I just, I guess that's and that being said, sometimes maybe in that 2, 3, 4 times a week, only maybe a couple of those times are actually good because she's down as opposed to just,
Right. She's just letting it happen.
Well,
maybe just talk to her about it.
We've talked.
I think switching your thoughts into gratefulness that your wife is making love with you and that many times might be a good shift, because a lot of women aren't at all. So
no, I got a buddy who's in the middle of divorce now. It was awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of sexless marriages out there.
Oh my God, it was so terrible. I was looking at him. I was like, I don't know why you're even continuing on with this, because that's crazy to me.
So I try to do, I hate to use the term, but, positive reinforcement. So, like, anytime that she ever initiates it, which is not that common, I always say, oh, my God, that was so great. Like, I always try to, like, really, build that up.
Buy her purse.
That really
new shoes.
Made a big difference.
Take her to dinner.
It made a big difference to me.
Buy her some stuff. Buy her some new clothes. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're doing well where you are, and
yeah, be grateful.
Yeah.
You don't sound very. No, I'm not being a dick to you. Just you don't sound like you're all that in love with her in that sense. Like you're not. You're just expecting more just physical sex.
I guess, but I mean, I try different ways too. I try the back massage, or I try this, words of affirmation. I try a lot of different.
Oh, dude, I used to have to rub a chick's feet with lotion I dated. It was awful. And that was to get a hand job. It was terrible.
Also, keep in mind with the new baby, you see how much work it is, and being up at night and all that. So cut her a little slack. I mean, the fact she's having sex with you at all, not to mention 3 times a week with a newborn, you're doing really good.
Well, and again, I especially since the baby's been born, I've really backed off. But we're getting back to where we were before. But even before, it was difficult for us to get there, I guess.
Hey, tell me something. And, tell me this. Away from the sex, like, do you guys like each other?
Oh yeah, no, we get along extremely well. We don't fight. I mean, if we ever have differences, I mean, I would say that communication and honesty are the pillars of our relationship.
Good,
that's great.
So when we talk about it, it's not like I'm like getting mad and blaming everything on her. Most of the conversations are, what can I do to help you? And it's sometimes it's do the laundry. So I do the laundry, I do this, I do that, and then I come up and she's on the couch asleep. And it's just like,
here's it. You need another book, How to Lower His Sex Drive for Women. Which, by the way, it's don't shave and put on some weight.
Okay, here's one more last tip. One more last tip is to have an evening with her next time you are going to make love, and just focus on her pleasure. Don't even go there with yourself. Don't think about yourself, and just be a generous, giving lover. And do things for her that you haven't done that could please her. And I'm going to send you my books to give you all the ideas and techniques. But if you switch it up and put all that effort that you have and all that sex drive you have into just pleasing her, that's going to inspire her to want to give it back to you tenfold.
I'm in.
All right.
Okay.
You hold on.
Try that one. That'll work.
That's a hard one. Because I've known guys, like, here's my thing. It's real simple. If you match sexually, you're going to be okay in that department. But it's the easiest part of your relationship, right? Bills happen. Health happens. Kids happen. Life happens. Careers happen. Your boss is an a-hole. Whatever. But that's, since the beginning of time, tab A and slot B feel great. It's a good thing.
Yep.
And but at the beginning, I had so many young guys, they're so focused on a vagina that they don't have a bigger picture.
Right.
And you go, hey man, you guys really need to match. Not that she just lets you do it. You have to match because trust me, the whole thing's going to fall apart later on if you guys don't match up.
Right. And the intimacy and the mental connection, all
Absolutely,
that's important.
Man. Otherwise,
that's right.
Because I'm watching my buddy, he's never getting laid. He's got kids. He's bringing, he works, he's faithful, everything's good. And I go, you're a servant. That's all you are. Like, you do all this stuff around the house. You give up all the money. You take care of everything. And you literally have no physical connection with this other person. I go, why don't you come over to my house? I'll let you do my laundry. I'll just pay the bills over here. I won't suck your D either. But it's crazy to me when people get like that. We're talking about out of the gate relationships.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, you have to prioritize your love life. It's one of the most important pillars of a relationship.
I don't care how shallow it sounds like. I'm out. I would be out. Yeah. And I'm not talking about demanding sex. Like, that guy's overly demanding. I'm talking about just matching. Just two people getting along in that fashion.
Yeah, and being flexible, too, because it ebbs and flows with life, like you were saying.
Yeah. It's crazy to me. Like, I know guys who had this poor kid downstairs was getting married, and he was young, like 21 or 22, sales kid. And she didn't want him to masturbate. She forbid him to masturbate. I was like, and he's telling me this. I'm like, you know what? You're going to feel immortal because your life's going to go forever.
So they're going to start off with lies in the relationship because he's not going to not do it. So now he just can't tell her.
He's going to be in a parking lot somewhere. God knows who's going to roll up.
I'd be standing over her with an iPad while she was sleeping. It'd be the worst thing ever. But imagine that. But the same way with girls. Or guys will be threatened by a dildo or a vibrator, which is crazy to me.
It is.
That's insane.
Because sex toys, they're not going to replace you. They're enhancements for the bedroom. And it's not something you have to use all the time. Here's something I can compare it to. Guys that are intimidated with toys. They're like, oh, it's going to replace me. And I say, well, let's look at it this way. When you have dessert, you don't have dessert all the time after every dinner. But once in a while, it's really good and really tasty and adds that little extra excitement to it. And that's how you can use sex toys. It's not an everyday thing. But Valentine's Day is perfect. It's next week, which is also why I put together this really cool kit, the Play With Me Valentine kit.
How much is that
at
kit?
Tickle Kitty. I don't know, 100 and something. But this
Great.
it's
nothing. Any guy who's not getting laid, and no matter what the number you say is, it's not too much. Because there's no amount of money you won't pay for that.
Right, and there's 8 products in it, and I have some of them here, and they're all curated by me. Like, I actually test drove these and made sure that they're good. And there's toys for her, there's toys for him, and there's couples toys that you use together at the same time. So it's a really great all-inclusive
those
kit.
little sleeve things in there? Because I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of the sleeve things?
No, let me tell you what happened to me.
Okay, and then I'm going to show you a new sleeve thing you might become a fan of.
Just one of the basic sleeves, like this, the jelly things, right? So an ex-girlfriend goes to one of the pleasure parties, comes back. The lady had showed her all this stuff. So I'm there laying flat on the bed, this thing's on it. And she's like, well, you can do this, and then you can stretch it. She lubed the thing up. Oh, yeah, no, you know exactly what happened. Well, ping, that's it.
Okay,
and I'm like, this day's over. We're done here today.
So you have post-traumatic stress then.
Yeah, no, and that's no joke. I mean, if you think that doesn't hurt, take a rubber band, pull it out about 1.5 feet, and let it hit you in the penis.
Yeah, I have never heard of anyone doing that. I've never suggested that, and I would not suggest that because that hurt.
No, that thing went, I was like, and you're gone.
Okay, can I show you this?
Oh, God.
Okay. This is called the Optimum Penis Pump. And I'm going to have you stick your finger in there for me.
Oh, you guys just wonder what we're doing. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Okay, now hold it there and see the button on hit the bot, turn it around. The bottom button, tap it once. Okay, now hold on a second. It's thinking because it's a computerized product. Do you...
Oh, it's got the suction. Yeah, that thing is that's ruthless.
I don't have my glasses on and I can see it working from here.
Oh yeah,
it'll keep.
If a woman could do that, you'd be like, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah,
take my PIN number.
You don't need a woman now with this.
Yeah. This is, you know what? This is what that 3-inch guy needs.
Wow,
like,
isn't that cool?
Yeah, well, that's what he needs, and then I guess this is probably not for 2 people now.
Nicely done.
Well, that's really good.
Isn't that neat? Yeah, it's got an automatic pump inside.
You should get that in high school.
And it's
every.
That wasn't me.
Normally that happens when you flip over.
Here, stick your finger.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So this product, the Optimum Penis Pump that we're playing with, it has an automatic suction.
It's like a
the mechanism
Kegel with a stroke.
There it goes, because I have tiny little hands.
It'll keep going. Isn't that cool?
Would Mike be cool with that?
I don't know. That
I don't
he
care
would
how
do-
ridiculous it might look at this point in my
Wow,
head.
that thing's
at
got
the
some
moment,
power.
that thing's going to be
Isn't
phenomenal.
that neat?
Right, like he would go, okay, let me try for a second.
Oh,
Okay,
you
get
should
it out of
give
the way.
one for anybody who's kidding me. I'm going to get one for my buddy who's getting a divorce.
yes.
I'm going to get one for anybody whose wife died.
Any nice person deserves that.
Your kid just makes it through high school.
Any nice person desires.
Seriously. Can you imagine if you'd have had that in high school? You wouldn't have left the room.
How much laundry
What do you want for your
parents would
birthday,
still
T?
have?
Batteries.
Here, you could try it.
Just battery. Oh, yeah. You can see the look on his face.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to be so creepy about this.
Well, I'm not being creepy about it.
Don't ruin it.
Isn't that needed?
Wow.
It sucks and strokes for you.
Yeah,
The toys of today, really, all you have to do is hold it where it needs to be, and they're going to do all the work for you.
Don't stick 2 fingers in it, T. Come on.
It knows.
You just went porno, didn't you?
It's stuck in there now. That's some good suction.
Don't work your fingers in there. You looking for a G-spot?
Take it away from him.
I was pulling out.
You can't have nice things. That you're the exception.
What else is in there? What else you got in that kit? You know what? Let me take a break. Let me do this because I can see Jennifer. Okay, hold on. Let me take one call here so she doesn't have to wait. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with everything. Dr.
Okay.
Sadie. So Dr. Sadie Allison is here. Sex expert, CEO of TickleKitty.com, DrSadie.com. The Valentine's Day Play With Me kit is available on her website. But I'm telling you, it's an amazing array of stuff. And all of it, I look at it and I go, yeah, no, I get that. And then a lot of times when they put together these groupings, it's half good and half like stuff they
Right.
wanted to get rid of.
Right.
This all looks excellent.
All luxury products.
So this girl, Jennifer, married 19 years. This is a problem for you. I can see what it is. Go ahead and explain it to Dr. Sadie.
Hi, Dr. Sadie.
Hi.
So I've been married 19 years, 3 kids, and I'm 41. Earlier on in the relationship, my sex drive was pretty low. It's kind of reversed now. He does not do, I guess, I don't know the politically correct way to say it on the air.
He won't perform cunnilingus on you.
Correct. And I thought it was me. I'm like very clean person, and
Right.
he just won't do it. He says he just doesn't like to do it. The sex life is terrible.
Did he used to do it?
No.
Do you do it for him?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to have it. Yeah.
Stop that right
Yeah.
now.
Well,
you got to hold some ransom here.
he would be fine with having sex maybe once a month, if that.
Being in a relationship and being married is not just a commitment, but you're making a promise to each other to be monogamous.
Yeah.
And that's all you're going to get. All of that sexual pleasure that you're open to be able to receive is on his plate and vice versa. And I feel like it's an obligation for both parties to step up to the plate and work through it so that each person is pleased. But to just not do it and say, I just don't like doing that, then where does that leave your lover?
No,
that's not
it's not good,
fair.
man. That's exactly what I was talking about before. Like, I wouldn't stay in that. And I'm not telling you to get a divorce. I'm just telling you, like, personally, I can't sign up for that kind of business.
Right. I agree. It's caused many fights. So.
If you tried waiting until he's asleep and just sitting on his head. What about a girlfriend?
No, he snores.
Maybe that's a good way to shut him up.
Do you have items? Do you
maybe
have
a girl?
toys?
What about a girlfriend? Would he be cool? Would he be cool if you had a girl?
No, not into that. I've asked about like outside relationships, and he's very traditional in that. No, he's married and he's not going to do that.
Well, tell him as a married traditional man that that's part of his responsibility as your husband to take care of you. If not, if he's saying he doesn't want an open relationship to allow someone else, then he has to step up to the plate. And I would also maybe just kind of start fresh. Maybe you guys just take a break from everything, including the oral you're giving him, and really kind of start fresh and take the steps. And really, do you ask him like why he doesn't like it, or what is his hang up around it?
I've asked him, and the only response I get is that he just doesn't like to do it. And like I said, I seriously thought it was me, and I'm clean.
That's awful. Yeah, that makes me feel terrible.
Yeah.
It's not you. He needs to. Tell me this? Would he be willing to like read a book, a pretty simple book, like Dr. Sadie's Undercover Clitoris?
Yeah, I'm sure. I listened earlier and heard you talk about reading stuff while in bed, and I was going through the 50 Shades of Grey series and was reading excerpts from the book when I was going through it. And
you were jumping up a notch, weren't you?
Huh?
Do you want him to tie you up and whip you around?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, let's start with the oral. You know what I would. Let's go back to the basics before.
Maybe you tie him up and just take care of that yourself.
You know, one of the other things I'd like to add is that it's possible that he has reservations to it because he might not be confident that he knows what he's doing.
That's come up in here before.
Yeah, that's a common issue. So maybe you might want to strategize on a different way to approach it. I definitely want to get you a copy of my book, The Mystery of the Undercover Clitoris, and maybe guide him to what you like and start in baby steps. And maybe you do a little bit for each other one night. And it's like, okay, tonight's oral sex night. And here's what we're going to do. And make it kind of like a fun, playful night instead of him feeling pressured. It's more about exploration.
Has he ever done it to you, even once?
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe, but like I said, in the 19 years, maybe 5, 6, maybe 10 times.
Oh, the ladies in the studio
are screaming right now. I'll do it to you.
My thought is your womanizer too. I'm like, sissy, you need to take some time.
I'm like, I know guys who got married to girls who won't do that, and I'm like, hold on. And look, it's going to sound shallow, but I'm looking at him and go, you're going to spend the rest of your life. You're never going to get another mouth hug, ever. You're completely okay.
Hug.
That's not a nice term.
I like that. I've never heard that. That's so cute. Yeah. Here's another idea. Is next time he's hot and heavy and ready for his oral sex that you give him, turn it into a 69 scenario. Or no game.
Okay.
Will he let you tie him up?
I probably wouldn't give him the option. I'd probably just do it anyway.
Just tie him up? Have you heard the term face rape?
Oh, God. Johnny.
It's probably going to work one time on this trip, but you know.
She sounds like a bit of a go-getter, though, so she may give it a try.
That's it's. I don't know what to tell you because to me it's not an option. You know, that's you have to be cool with the other partner. You have to, no matter what they're asking you, unless it hurts you or anything. You know, we all know what we're talking about, but.
I feel like also trying to get down to the bottom of why he doesn't want to do it.
Is he mad at you?
What if it's the taste, right? There's lubricants and products that you can put on that are flavored. For example, I have a lubricant on ticklekitty.com. It's called Slippery Kitty, and it's strawberry flavored. That can make a world of difference for him. Maybe it's...
It doesn't taste like anything, though.
Treat this like it's a sampling at Costco.
I mean, let's stay up top then for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, and what about if you said, hey, look, I'm going to get in the shower. I'm going to come right out here, and we're going to start just right there.
Yeah, how about you just
focus?
By the way,
let me reinforce, by the way, there's nothing wrong with you. 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 It's just I'm trying to think out how do you allay his fears.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry, what?
I'm just saying, I wonder what he's afraid of. You know, what his trepidation is, just saying I don't like it. At some point, he's going to have to be specific about it, right?
I thought it was just me. Like
it's not you.
I mean, it's not you.
Wouldn't you want him to say exactly what the problem? What exactly is giving you trouble with this?
Mm-hmm.
And you can throw out ideas, and have a heart-to-heart talk with him at the right time when you guys are both in, a calm mood where you can actually have those kind of conversations. Maybe it's over, a dinner, going out with some wine, and really kind of approach it in a different way, and just try and understand where he's coming from, and then we can figure out how you can go from there. But really, you got to know what the issue is with him.
Let me see how weird it can get. T?
Okay. Here,
I can see him back there flexing. He's got so many things in his head right now.
Here's what you like you're saying. You go to give him like you're saying. You get him into the place and stuff to give him the chance and stuff to. But then no matter how bad he's, encourage him, tell him how great you are that he is at doing it. So then maybe if it is a confidence thing, he'll work and get better and better and better.
Right.
But you're
That's
building
good.
his confidence the whole entire time. So I mean, there's solution one. The whole experiment whipped cream. Throw some whipped cream on there.
You're gonna get a yeast infection, is what you're gonna get.
Put it on the outside. But you, stuff like that. But the thing is, no matter what, always make him feel like that he's like the tongue god and that stuff. Then
tongue god.
Oh yeah. That he could just no matter what it does, as soon as it touches, bang! It's like the bolt of Zeus's lightning smacking you right in the vagina and that stuff. And then he'll probably want to do it more because he'll be thinking he's the guy.
I like that point. That's complimenting him and helping boost his ego. And you can even remind him, honey, it's been a long time since you did this, but when you did it that last time, it felt really, really good. I would love for you to do that again. You're really good at that, and there's so much fun. So that's a really great idea, is to really approach it from a boost him up mentally standpoint.
2003?
He's good.
Yeah.
Treat it like you're my chaperone. I'll guide you through it.
Maybe I need to learn how to do my part better. Maybe I need to practice because I haven't had very many. I got married young and haven't had very many.
I don't think that's
Doc
the
may not agree,
issue
but
there.
if you ever want to know, like for guys, like porn style mouth hugs are phenomenal. It's for a guy.
You know what I call that?
What?
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
Guys
That's
would
it.
much prefer a woman that's enthusiastic about what she's doing when she's giving oral than the porn star that can get it done in 2 seconds. So it doesn't matter how.
Right.
Yeah,
Enthusiasm. You're exactly right.
Yep. But I don't think that's the issue, because if you're doing that to him, it's good enough, whatever you're doing, I'm sure. We got to work on him.
Tell him to do it or you're going to peg him.
Well, that's another thing is he won't. I can't make him. Is climax the right? I don't know.
You can't give him an orgasm?
No.
Does he have any really close male friends? Does he go away on long vacations with a buddy?
No. I thought about that too. I'm like, maybe I need to get like a private investigator to go out and hit on him sometime to see if he responds. And then I would
No. Maybe a sex therapist would be a better start.
Yeah, maybe he'll go to a sex therapist.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea. There's a lot now, and a lot of them do sessions through Skype, so you don't even have to go anywhere. You can find one that you like.
Yeah.
But that might be another way for him to express himself, to say it to someone else and not directly to you, because sometimes that's hard.
A moderator, man.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Okay.
Or do.
Well, thank you.
Good luck.
I know. I stay there. When I say give up, I mean like leave.
I love her for. I mean, like she cares and she deserves.
There is a certain
good.
point though, but isn't there a certain point where you go, "Hey, I'm out." Like this is a deal breaker for me.
I know, but everybody's got a different backstory.
Yeah, and it's not that easy. If you can't leave your family and kids because he won't,
Oh,
but it is a big issue.
I could.
I think what's
I don't
fair
have
is
kids, so
I think
it's
what's
like,
fair
it's
is
easy.
fair. I know women that do that for their men, and their men's don't reciprocate. And I tell them, I'm like, what's fair is fair. If you're gonna do, he needs to do it too.
Jesus
What's
Christ.
with the one-way receiving? That's kind of selfish.
I'm so wildly insecure about my own sexual prowess. That's the first thing you got to get good at. Like, don't be that. You can't be that guy who's like, oh, all she needs is my penis. Sure, Captain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they don't know.
That's a terrible way to lead.
Yeah, because foreplay isn't just because it feels good, but women's bodies take 15 minutes just to warm up to get to where you guys are. Because you guys, let's face it, the wind blows, you're ready to go. It's on the outside, it works. We have to get in there. Our mentality has to be there.
She has to have an orgasm. Let me tell you, how many times do you think you would put the money in the vending machine and nothing comes out? At some point, you're like, I ain't putting no more money in this. You see what I'm saying?
Good analogy.
Yeah, you better get the job done. That's it. If you're a guy. Don't be that.
I love the guys that know that, because the more she's turned on and even has a big O before you even get started, you're going to have way better sex.
Yeah, sure.
Take care of her, you'll get,
Of course. I got to take a break because, we've been talking for more than an hour.
No.
Yeah, no, it's great.
We haven't even gotten to all my toys over here.
I
have something really fun for you.
And we're going to do adult toy prices right. Have you ever heard us do that?
I have, and it's so fun. I'm so glad I'm here. I get to do it.
Good, good. Here we go. Think about it. When you first got in a relationship, you're going at each other, and you never get along better than the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you try to get back there? Just get after each other, like have fun again. Remember, again, you're so physical, and it's all new, and you're exploring, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, and the endorphins.
And you get along. Do you think there's a connection between sex and getting along? I think there might be.
Yep.
It's pretty easy. It's easy math.
And think about when you were younger, how excited you get when you had a new toy. You're like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get home and play with this.
That's the way I feel about
That's the way I just looked at that.
Yeah. This is pleasure, folks. We're just talking about, and you have to invest the time, because a lot of people are like, my relationship isn't that great, or our sex life changed. It's like, well, what are you doing to proactively work on it? Just like if you're trying to advance in your career or exercise and lose weight, it takes effort and work. So you need to put that same kind of effort into your sex life.
Hey, try. Here's an idea. Try liking each other. Try being nice to each other. Try not to. And that's one of the reasons I never got married. You know why? Because you cannot take somebody for granted very long when you live in separate homes and you're in a relationship that you can walk away like that. So you know what? It tends to put you on your best behavior. Sassy Von Fancy Pants, trust me, is she, you think she can't leave?
I don't know. I've asked her like blink twice.
Yeah, right.
And it's the little
People always
things
think I have her
too.
hostage.
It's all the little things. So, like, for example, you guys do laundry. You fold your own laundry usually. Fold your lover's laundry one day.
Yeah.
Or if
You
she
mean kiss her on the vagina? Is that what you're saying?
mouth hug.
That's what you're saying.
I like that
fold
one.
the laundry. Yeah.
That
Just be nice, man. Try it again. When you hang out with your friends, I watch people in relationships. They're not as nice to the person they're supposed to be in love with as they are to a casual friend.
That's right.
And that's goddamn ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy.
That person should be the star of your life, especially if you're in this committed relationship and you're their only source for that kind of affection, intimacy, attention. Compliment your lover. When was the last time you said that your lady looks beautiful? Or, honey, let me get another smell. You smell so lovely today.
Are you kidding me?
It's so
I'm like
simple.
a kid with a flashlight underneath. Remember when you see those movies with kids just reading the comic books after hours?
You mean the Playboys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I am with her vagina. She'll wake up and I'm down there with a goddamn flashlight looking at that thing. This thing's fantastic. I'm nose rubbing it, you know.
It is a miracle of a place.
Oh, my God. It's so fantastic. It's the worst thing that ever happened to men and the best thing that ever happened to men. If you imagine the decisions that you would make would be so different if it wasn't like this. Like, why would I don't even know why I'd have a job. I'd live under a goddamn bridge and eat beans.
Possibly.
I'd have no reason. I'm like, what do I care? I'm just going to sit here and wait to die. It is the greatest thing. But and why you don't, and why a woman doesn't take advantage of that. That's the other thing is when I see girls hold back with sex in relationships, I think, man, you're missing the boat. You have all the power, all of it. You can destroy him. Like he'll follow you around like a puppy. And men will they not?
They do.
You put the dirty on a guy like he seriously, he ain't leaving you.
I call it the gold.
Yeah.
She's got the gold.
I'm telling you, that control, man. And you know what? I'm all for it. I'm like, lead me around. It's great. What a great way. Why do you think women, what was it in history that generation decided that was going to be? Do you think it's just, and this is kind of a big conversation, but do you think it's because women were so unequal in so many other ways, that's the only way they could gain control?
Possibly, yeah, because back in the day, it was an obligation, and it was never about her pleasure.
Right.
And when there's no pleasure, and you're just like you're doing this service, it's horrible.
Well, you basically marry your favorite servant. That's kind of what those days felt like to me. And so their only control was to withhold sex because that's the only time you had power over whoever was your husband, right?
Right. And I think a lot of that falls on the man's perspective too and how he approaches her. Sure. And the men that treat their women like equals and put them on the pedestals they deserve as the women of their lives, that's when she's going to want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's really
when you're bitching at her, it's not as exciting and sexy as it seems in your mind.
And I
when
always
you're giving out a compliment, when you're being nice, do something kind.
Well, here's my rule, and it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's an easy phrase. The answer is always yes. Answer's yes. Answer's yes. That's it. What do you want to eat? Yes. You want to do that right now? Yes.
Happy wife, happy life.
Can I wake you up in the middle of the night? Yes. It's fine. It all works. But that's it. But the answer is yes. Jesse taught me that because I was talking about a friend who's a rock star. And I go, man, you're gone all the time. You're on the road. You've got the whiskeys. And he travels a bunch. He goes, it's simple. He's got that southern accent. He goes, boy. He goes, the answer is yes. He came home not that long ago. She'd had a custom couch built, which was fine. It was very expensive. The problem was it wouldn't go through the door. And when he came home, they had to open up the bay window on his bedroom. And they were craning the new custom couch through. And I was like, what'd you say? And he goes, I said yes. And I write the goddamn check. And I go, that's right, man. That's it. That's what you learn. The answer is yes.
Just say yes.
Yeah. And so far, it's worked okay. You know, it seems to be all right. What would you say the secret? The overall secret. Between two people.
Respect.
Yeah.
And good listening, because if she's expressing her concerns to you or her needs and you're quiet, but in your head you're saying, yeah, and you're thinking about what you're going to say next in this conversation, you're not really hearing what she's saying. So having empathy and putting yourself in the other person's shoes, I think, is really important.
But she has to tell you.
That's true. So communication is the number one. And both people need to get better. You know, so you have to find yourselves in the middle. Women are better communicators in general. But when it comes to the bedroom, they're not
feel
expressing
comfortable
themselves.
saying what they want. Somehow because I think we told chicks, if you enjoy your body, you're a dirty slut. Which, by the way, I love dirty sluts. Big fan.
It's a sin.
And I say,
it's a sin.
Oh my, it's the best part. That's the best part, man. Only reason I like Catholicism anymore is they made sex dirty, and that's pretty fun. I'm talking about the kind of sex where you can't look at each other for a little while afterwards. You're like, God damn, that really came out of your mouth.
Did we just do that? Oh my God.
I got duct tape stuck to my foot.
We
You know, you wake up, the hangover, the porn DVD menus rolling over and over again. You're like, those are great nights.
Yeah. Or if you drink too much and you get a little physical just for fun and you're wrestling, and the next morning you look in the mirror, you're like, oh my God, did you see those bruises on my face and my ass? Holy shit. I'm not saying I've done that. And I don't have the pictures either.
Right? I know.
It's happened.
Dirty hotel room sex. Dirty hotel room sex.
It's like, oh my God, we didn't. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah. One time I lived with a girl for a very short period, and her parents were moving us out of the studio apartment into a house. And when her dad picked up the mattress, I'd forgotten to take those restraints off the four corners of the bed.
You're just getting in trouble all over.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fun, too, though. And in the kit, I have a pair of handcuffs.
See?
Yeah, they're called the Tease Me cuffs, and they're Velcro, so they're comfortable, easy to get on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this...
Safety first.
Safety first. Yeah, so this Play With Me kit at ticklekitty.com has 8 items. So you have everything you need for a full
for
night.
him, for her especially.
For him,
and
for
then
her.
What else are we missing?
For couples, this here, it's called On Clitoral Arousal Gel and On Power Glide for him. So these are really fun, and especially for people that are kind of getting started with stuff like this. They're topical gels that you put on each other, and they create extra tingling and stimulation so that when you go to have sex, you have even more going on.
So, but it won't cause any issues with girls, because a lot of times the lube you got to be super careful with.
Yeah. I mean, these are topical natural oils. And that one actually helps blood flow to the surface for her. So the more blood flow to her genitals, the more sensitive she is to touch.
Oh, and that brings us to, we talked about that pump for ladies.
Yes.
Did you have one?
I do. So first of all, are you ready? Okay. Because I'm a thoughtful sex educator, I wanted you to tell me which vagina was your choice for me to demonstrate.
They're all so nice. I hate to just choose one. I feel like a racist.
We have a white lady, we have a colored lady, and a
Latino
Hispanic
lady today.
Yes. Okay. So this is called the pee pump.
Mm-hmm. This is the one. We had one of these.
Okay.
Yep.
We had one of these in studio first, but we didn't have any takers to try it out on. Like we didn't have our own silicone vagina.
Okay, so we brought the vagina.
It looks like you're giving the vagina CPR. You know that, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's just like that. So I have it on high, and I'm going to show you. I'm cupping it right over her whole vulva.
Oh, that's instant pop-up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
my
it's like
gosh.
Jiffy Pop vagina. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh my God, and it's holding.
Yeah, I just that works.
Are you going to end up with a hickey?
You might.
Yeah.
You might, but there's controls, and there's an easy release button, which is the small one, which just takes it right off.
And it looks like the scrubber you would use in your sink. Like it's
feel
like a hand one. I mean, it's not too big or anything.
I feel like this is probably fantastic for a girl, but at some point I'd end up making some terrible joke about it.
You should stay silent.
Remember Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet? I'm a goddamn good-looking man. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Isn't that amazing? So I actually have a kit that comes with the Optimum men's penis stroker that we're playing with, the pump.
I bet.
And
by the way,
other
girls
pump.
called in that said they use these, and they said it's absolutely amazing.
Really?
Yeah, the girls
Good.
who have tried it, because it's not your average item.
No,
It
it's
does
really
look like
unique.
a face mask for your vagina.
And it works, and it's all about creating blood flow to the surface so everything feels better.
Yeah.
So you use that as foreplay. You get it there, or the womanizer liberty,
Look
and
at
then
that.
when you,
That is fast.
isn't that cool?
I feel like I want to draw a face on the outside.
Oh my
of the
gosh!
plastic.
Look.
You're gonna draw a mouth on that.
Oh, it looks like a chocolate muffin.
There, look at you. Oh. Congrats, lady. Wow.
These are happy vaginas over here
Amazing.
I
now.
wouldn't put it on your testicles, guys.
It's amazing how
I say
quick
that because
that
I know
works.
you.
Isn't that neat?
It's almost
Yeah.
instant.
Now, that's pretty fantastic. Now, do you think that would be? Now, you might not pick that up by seeing it in the store.
Right, like not knowing anything about it, just okay, that's an idea. But I say you give it a try once. Why not?
You just put that over your mouth. live.
Wrong
It
one.
looks like an ambu bag. T and I both worked on the ambulance. And I'm telling you, they have what they're called an ambu bag. When you bag somebody, you put it on their face, you go, somebody's doing compressions.
Just amazing.
I'm going to breathe life into that vagina. The breath of life.
See, and that's what she's doing here. She's breathing life.
Also, if
That's gone dormant.
if you feel like you need to be forced into labor, I'm sure that might be able to help. Get out here. Get out here, kid.
Like a little mini catcher's mitt.
Yep.
I got you.
Here it comes.
I'm helping.
I see the head.
I'm 2 weeks over. It's pretty fantastic. So that's it all in the same package.
Most of this stuff is.
Okay.
This is a separate kit.
Got
the
you.
2 pumps, yeah.
So the book, the incredible G-spot vibrator, the womanizer, the lube, the C-ring, the restraints, and the slippery kitty, fantastic. I'm telling you, for $199, you know how many guys are just like...
That's the smartest
if
investment
you can
ever.
invest money and go, we're going to have a great sex life, what number would you put on it? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's nothing you wouldn't spend. You know,
That's right.
It's crazy because it's and girls. If you, what number would it take for you to enjoy sex again, or at all, or for the first time,
or have your first orgasm? A lot of people go out to these fancy dinners and drop a couple $100. You can just stay home. Put some candles out, get a bottle of wine, whatever you like, and have a whole evening of fun, which is way better than just a dinner.
That caller lady wanted him to have a fancy dinner, but he won't eat. No,
you don't need that.
Stay home and have that fancy dinner.
And this is the rest of the year. This is not just one night either.
That's
So who better to invest in your sex life but with some new products to spark things up?
Flowers die. That stays around.
It's all about attitude, people. It really is. Well, earlier we were talking about just relationships. Guys will get. We've talked about this in the show. And women feel uncomfortable with themselves because of the way it's been portrayed over the years. I'm a guy with a good attitude towards menstruation. Like, Sassy Von Fancy Pants gets her period. You know what that means? She took her birth control. You know what that means? We're going out to dinner.
The reward.
Look, here's your purse. Like, why would you feel like we refer to that as the blessing?
Yep.
Yes.
Blessing. And that's so you just take that in the shower. People ask like,
I'm not. Like, that doesn't bother me. Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Doesn't bother me because I don't have a problem.
Right. Oh, that's right. She got so mad at her uterus, she pulled it out and shot it.
Oh, bye. Not a problem.
Good for you.
I feel it was a strong move. My better choices in life.
It's definitely a strong personal move. Yeah. Listen, before we get too late in the show, we got to do Adult Toy Price is Right. You want to do it now? You want to do it now, Jake? 3 guys, 3 girls? All right. 576-7989. You want to play?
Great. Yeah.
All right. You're going to love this. You should, by the way, feel free. If you want, we'll send you a bunch of back ones we've still got to record. And then you can take it to other radio stations if you want and play the game on air. Like, it's a gift to you if you think it would be fun.
Okay.
Some people might forget.
I was listening to one last night and was cracking up. We were
Some call him the Prince of Punani, the Baron of Butt Plugs, the Duke of Dongs. His mission to bring pleasure to the men and women of Kansas City. He stands astride the intercom multiplex, waving high the big black dildo of destiny, as he brings you a game that we like to call the Adult Toy Price is Right. That's right. It's time to play a little game we like to call the Adult Toy Price is Right. Here's how it works. We choose 3 callers from the listening audience. Then we describe the item that's up for bid. The listeners place their bids. The listener who gets the closest to the actual manufacturer's suggested retail price without going over wins the prize. And now, here's your host, the undisputed king of the Vibration Nation, Johnny Dare!
All right. We're going to take 3 guys, 3 girls. Guys will go first because that's, sadly, the way it mostly goes. I can see Scott is on the line. I can see Brett. Is that a male? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to let you get the girls while I talk to these guys. Scott, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Johnny Dare.
Good morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 30. I'm single. I got just one toy. It's a little stroker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Scott, you're going to play. I got to get Breck on the line. Breck, welcome to the show.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, man. What's up?
Not much. How you been?
Good. What's your story?
Married. Got 2 kids. Wife got a couple toys at home. And I actually won a toy from you guys probably about a year ago.
How long you been married?
I've been married 2019. It'll be 4 years.
4 years. How's the sex life? Good, bad, same?
Awesome. Once a night.
Nice.
Wow, good for you.
Good for you. Good for her, dude. All right, you stay right there, Breck. Vince is also here. Vince, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. What's your story?
My name is Vince. I've been with a girl for 13 years.
Nice.
We got 3 boys, and yeah, don't have any toys.
No, neither of you do?
Oh, well, she does. She's has a bullet. That's it.
Oh, no, we got to get them.
But would you like to explore a little more, though? It sounds like Vince.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, maybe today is your day. Vince, Breck, Scott, the closest to the actual manufacturer's suggested retail price without going over will receive the item up for bid. So, in case of a three-way overbid, the closest one takes it home. All you have to do is listen.
The fellas, our item up for bid is the Pocket Pink Baiter from Icon Brands. That's right, gentlemen. Now you can play with a perky nipple while your manhood stretches out this soft sense of touch baiter. The feeling is sensational as the inner ridges stroke you, while the soft TPR surrounds you with realism. It's like a soft, warm blanket, except it's a boob that you stick your in. That's right, tits and pussy, our two favorite things wrapped up in one. The Pocket Pink Baiter. It's a stroke, get it, of genius. Fellas, let me tell you all about the Pocket Pink Baiter. It is simplicity at its finest. What you got here is a tiny little soft boob with a nipple on one side and a hole on the other. Now, in case you're confused by this, the hole is where you stick your penis, and it has ridges inside to heighten your pleasure. Now, that's all well and good, but we all know what's really going to happen. You're going to be with your girl. You're going to sneak this thing on. You're going to throw back the blanket and utter these words. Hey, look, I got a titty. A what? I said I got a titty. That's what I thought you said. Lick it. Nope. Lick that titty. The preceding recreation was merely for comic effect. Johnny Dare Morning Show does not recommend you use the phrase lick that titty. Any ensuing injuries from the use of that phrase are completely your own damn fault. Yeah, titty. It's the Pocket Pink Baiter from Icon Brands, and it can be yours, fellas, if the price is right.
Yeah, well, fellas, it's a different item. I didn't even know this existed. T picked this out. Yep. Let's take a look. Have you ever seen one of these?
Not exactly as a breast. So the fetish of breasts.
Yeah, well, it also looks like the thing they put in a cup when you had a mastectomy. Hot. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, there's a hole in the back and there's a boob. It's about an A cup.
That's it.
Who knew? I didn't know. I've never once thought to myself, man, I wish there was a hole in that I could stick it in. But, fellas, I imagine it feels okay. Doc, what do you think?
Yep, looks good to me.
By the way, is this going to make you weird if you start to develop a fetish for this? Well, I sometimes worry about the disenfranchised organs. I'm like, are they going to start cutting people apart and just putting them in a box?
Well, they have feet like that. There's lots of crazy fetishes out there, but to each their own.
Well, here's the problem: is we're pigs, and we'll stick it in anything that feels okay.
Clearly,
yeah. All right,
you're right about that.
Who was that? Was that you, Vince, or Breck, or Scott?
It was me, Vince.
All right, Vince. Hey, Vince, you want to stick your ding dong in a breast?
Hey, I'll do whatever.
All right. All right. Well, what would you bid on such an item?
Well, $29.85.
$29.85 for Vince. Breck?
Yes.
I'll say $35.
$35 for Breck, and finally Scott.
I'll say $19.99.
All right. The actual manufacturer's suggested retail price?
$12.99.
Ooh, everybody overbid. But it looks like Scott was the closest.
Hell yeah.
It's because it's only one breast and not two.
That's right.
Yep.
That's I'm going to call this one Mom. Oh, that's terrible. My mom had breast cancer. All right. Scott, is this something that interests you?
Boobs.
God damn, we're simpletons. It's just so bad. I know. I get it, Scott. You stay right there. Come pick up your Pocket Pink. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Breck, sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right. Here's it. I want to send you to go see In This Moment with Seven Dust.
Sounds good.
All right. Stay right there. Vince, I feel bad because I think you really needed something.
Yes, I did.
You sound sad.
No, I'm good.
Sad. Well, yeah, let's give him something.
I have some of these for giveaways.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, my
and
God.
I have the Womanizer Liberties here.
You just caught like the wave of all waves, friend. You have no idea.
Vans.
Vince, you have no idea. So she's got some giveaways.
I brought all of these for your listeners.
Oh, my God.
And the Pattering G-Spot Rabbit Womanizers.
Listen, I'm going to give you something for you, or Dr. Sadie is from TickleKitty.com. Something for you and something for your wife. Or your girl.
Thank you so much.
Dude, I'm telling you, these are two items that are going to knock her ass off. And these are not small ticket items, my friend. These are very nice high-end luxury items.
Well, good. Well, thank you, guys.
Well, man, listen, I hope you have the great Valentine's Day. Will she be down with this? Will she like that stuff?
Oh, definitely. She's a freaking bad
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to get weird, man. I promise you. I'm happy for you, Vince.
Hey, well, thank you. I take weird, you know.
You took what?
I would take weird in bed.
Oh, I got you. All right, you stay right there, brother. All right. How great is that? Thank you, man. How sweet is
Here's
that?
the cuffs. Yeah, I have a whole bag, all this stuff.
That.
So nice.
You just everywhere you go. By the way, it must be awesome going through TSA with you.
You know, okay, so on our way here,
He's laughing over there.
on our way here, I got pulled over through TSA, of course.
Oh, sure.
And I always bring an extra set of sex toys on me that I'm supposed, just in case my
Absolutely.
luggage got lost.
Absolutely.
Okay, these
Yeah.
are my golden things for my shows. And so they pulled my bag aside, and I had one of these in there, and I had a whole bunch. That's the
It's a
fake
big vagina,
big
yeah.
fake vagina.
Yeah.
Demo.
And I had all the vibrators, which they've probably seen, but I
Sure.
see him with his gloves on. He's looking through everything, and he's like,
You have
"Oh, but what's
piece
this?
of a dead hooker."
What's
Yeah.
this?" So he takes the vagina and he goes over to the little desk where they have the little cotton
What's
swabs.
this?
And I told him, I go, that's a fake vagina. He's like, whatever floats your boat. But he took one of the little swabs and he was like wiping it down.
Is it an
like
explosive
I'm a
vagina?
terrorist or something. And I'm like, really? It's just a vagina.
It's a vagina bomb.
So it was really funny.
That's
Yeah. So TSA approved.
My moment when he said, "What is this?" I'd be like, "Really? You don't recognize it, son?"
She said TSA approved.
Yeah, your mom had. Yeah. It's,
Oh, my God.
It's interesting. At this point, Sassy, we only carry on when we travel. And she literally, at TSA, they'll go, "What's in the bag?" She's like, "Dildos. You want to take a look?" I mean, the first time she was mortified. Now it's not even a thing. And there's always some poor kid. It's his first day, and you can tell he's got to unzip the bag. It's like, and it's always like a goddamn jacket in a box that's folded up. Like, makes me laugh.
No time better than now to learn.
By the way, they'll take away a big jar of lube. I had that happen to me. The
Did
lady's
they?
like,
Oh.
yeah. She was like, "Honey, you can't have this." And I go, "Look, I'm cool with that, but her weekend just got harder."
And dryer.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, well, that's the way that goes. Sherry, tell us about yourself.
I am 33. I have 4 kids, married for 13 years. I have just a rabbit vibrator, a butt plug, and a glass vibrator.
That's pretty good,
Okay,
Sherry.
that's a variety.
Yeah, healthy sex life.
Yeah.
Good. All right,
She needs a womanizer now.
Listen, you're going to play. All right, Amber, you're going to play as well. Oh, everything's so good. Amber, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, what's your story?
I'm 23. I've been in a relationship for 6 years, and we have a couple vibrators, some handcuffs, and a butt plug.
23, 6 years, man. I can do the math on that. That's a long time for a very young person.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you going to get married? Is that what you want?
One day.
Now, is that you holding off or him holding off?
A little mixture of both.
Good for you,
Yeah,
though.
take your
Good
time.
for you. Yeah, you're in no hurry. You're awesome. Clearly, you got all that business. You're going to play today, okay, Amber?
Okay.
All right. And finally, Asha. Asha, welcome to the show.
Hello.
What's your story?
29, married 5 years. Sex life is great, but all I have is a bullet.
That's sad.
Oh,
That's sad.
time to upgrade.
Did you never have anything? Just that's all you've ever had?
Well, as far as my married life, that's all I have right now.
Oh, you got a world of pleasure ahead of you.
Well, let's see what we have for you today. Asha, Amber, Sherry, the closest to the actual manufacturer's suggested retail price without going over, will receive the item up for bid, ladies.
For the ladies, our item up for bid is the Remoji Diver Egg Vibe from Pisco Bong. Ladies, what happens when you mix a party boat with a diving expedition? I don't know, but prepare to plunge in head first to find out. The Diver Egg Vibe will be your guide to exploring the deepest depths of pleasure. Sleekly formed from silicone with a removal cord for safe swimming. The Diver is an egg-shaped internal vibe that has all the right curves to let intense sensations hit your G-spot. It has 6 supersized vibrations that are sure to make waves. And it's also perfect for buddy diving. Just download the Remoji app, turn on your Bluetooth, and let your partner take the helm as you discover the wonders of the deep. Are you ready, girls? Aye, Captain. Oh, if having an orgasm is what you strive, get in my pants. Then check out this brand new Diver Egg Vibe. Get in my pants. Whether you're stuck at work or you are at home, it's your mission. You can work one out with your cellophone. Do some deep sea fishing. Your lady bits will have big fits. We prescribe the Diver Egg Vibe. It's a big ticket item, ladies, and it can be yours if the price is right.
is quite an item here. Have you seen one of these before? Uh-huh. Yeah, I've been seeing these a lot. I saw them in some porn movies. Guys, like, what is sticking out? Because there's all you see is the end, right? Okay. And so you won't lose this, right? It's good. It's chargeable and it goes in as a G-spot vibe. How do you turn it on? T, by the way, has already handled this. I apologize, ladies.
Well,
His hands are clean. And you've downloaded the app.
Yeah, I got the app on here.
You're really genuinely creepy. Yeah. So there's an app. As you can see, it goes in your smartphone. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And then what do you do to him?
You can.
What is this, a game?
You do that. You switch the different characters because they're different kind of like musical types there. And see, it's a counter right at the top.
I'm getting points?
You get points. The more you masturbate, the more characters and different kind of vibes you can unlock.
And now I just switched it to a guy with sunglasses and headphones.
Yeah. Little lightning bolt makes it go.
Oh, if you touch it, so you touch the phone.
And these are great for long distance relationships. Valentine's Day.
All the kids are doing it.
You're gonna feel super weird when you find your kid playing that game. But listen, it's you know what? It's fun, and that's the best part. I wouldn't call this exceptionally dirty, but I'd say it's probably pretty goddamn fun. All right, Sherry, what do you think?
Is it a big ticket item?
It is.
I'd say $99.99.
All right, Amber.
$49.99.
Asha.
$89.99.
The actual manufacturer's suggested retail price, $99.99. Oh,
I got it.
Sherry, it's you. Beautiful.
Catch
So
of the
good.
day.
That's it, Sherry. It's all yours. Come down and pick it up.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Have a great day, my friends. Now, listen, Amber and Asha, today is your incredibly lucky day. So you didn't kill it at Adult Toy Price is Right, but because our great friend here, Dr. Sadie Allison from TickleKitty.com, is in the studio spreading the love. She also, what do you have for these ladies?
I have a womanizer, Liberty.
Those things are great.
60-second orgasms. And this is a high-end luxury toy, too. These are
no,
amazing.
they're expensive. Those are expensive.
Rechargeable, lasts forever, feels good, great for foreplay.
It is, I'm telling you guys, it may not, to make your girl happy, that's the one. That is the end-all, be-all.
Asha, Amber, your life's about to change. And I'm not being cute when I say that.
Yeah.
Do we have one for both of them?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. You each receive one today, Amber and Asha. And these are big ticket items as well. And again, I say they're very expensive. They're not cheap toys. These are very nice luxury toys that are going to last a long time.
Awesome.
All right.
Ooh, congratulations.
All right. You both stay right there, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Man, look at you spreading the love. Doing the Lord's work. That's what you do.
You know, it's the gift of giving.
Yeah.
That's how I got started back in high school. I was uninhibited, so I knew about sex, and I was having a good time, and my girlfriends weren't orgasming.
Right.
And so when I would teach them, and they'd come back, and they'd call me and say, it worked. Mm-hmm. I felt so...
Oh, let's rewind here. Tell me slow. Tell me slow. So you were telling them, did you show them or tell them?
I told them.
Oh, my God, I want a panty fight in here.
How to masturbate. Because they didn't know about their clitoris. They didn't know about touching.
Where were you in my high school? Where were you?
I'm sorry.
I'm over there getting a terrible...
I was out in California.
Andy from a girl named Heather tearing the skin off. God damn it.
She's using her powers now. That's what's important.
Listen, let's make this about me. No, that's pretty amazing, though. In high school, that you had that level of confidence and understanding, and that they were cool with it. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, no one talks about it.
Right.
And so here I was talking about it. I even was giving advice to guys. People would say, oh, I don't know that. Go ask Sadie. She'll know.
Most guys didn't want to admit it. You know, we're all kidding me. It's like you learn
fumbling.
You find that thing about
fumbling
12,
in the dark,
13 years old, and that's the end of that. But, you know, isn't it funny that we grew up in that world? And I don't think kids are, young men are that hung up on it anymore. You know, but when we were kids, like, you'd go, what are you going to do? Going to go masturbate? No. And of course, that's what I'm going to go do. I can't wait to get home.
Totally embarrassed.
I'm looking at a goddamn National Geographic. I thought breasts were long until I saw the first one.
They've even seen in the womb that baby boys masturbate.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
We can't stop touching that.
And even kids do it. They don't know it's a sexual thing. It's just they discover it. It feels good, so I'm going to keep touching it.
What'd you say? You had a Care Bear?
Whatever.
Yeah, and then her mom threw it away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay.
You found another Care Bear.
It was around for a while. It's good.
That's a common way women learn how to self-pleasure.
Yeah.
from like cuddling a blanket when they're little girls, and like you pull the blanket and it moves, and you're like, oh, something slid right there.
Which one of you had the friend with the sheets that would tie knots into the sheets?
Didn't Jake? You had the friend who used to tie knots in the sheets? She wasn't a kid. She was like...
Another way is at school, you had those little desks that had the front wooden part that came around. And if you're on the seat and you kind of like slide off the side by accident a little bit, and then you kind of like boom, boom, over the center. You're like,
I had
hey.
girls, she used to go home as an adult and masturbate against a wooden stool every day.
There's so many
She
ways.
just kind of lean up, same kind of a thing, just kind of lean up on it.
We just need something to be up against.
The desk move would have been so much better for the last 5-6
those
years.
boring classes,
Oh,
you can just sit there and self-pleasure.
Yeah, I feel like you're not going to really get away with that.
Oh?
Okay.
Well, you don't think?
I feel like the teacher's like, what's going on over there, Mr.
That's why I was sitting in the back of the room.
Pace, why are you awake?
Hey, T, stop climbing the rope. You climbed the rope enough. You did. You climbed the rope a lot, didn't you?
A few times.
Poor T, he got that. You talk about shaming. Somebody said he masturbated on the school bus when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I was bullied in school.
Oh, my God. Stop being such a pussy.
I'm not being. I'm just saying it. So I got pushed around and that kind of stuff.
Did you masturbate on the bus?
I never did.
You masturbate a lot.
I
know that. You masturbate at work.
It's been quite a while since that's happened. We don't have overnights anymore, so it's we don't.
Yeah, no, he really has no control about touching that thing.
Well, I got control, but I want. But
let me tell you a story about my good friend T, who I love. I love like family. One day, as the internet's a new burgeoning perverse place, I get an email. We didn't even have text lines back then. It said, look at this website. I look at the website. Someone has brought in an entire swinger website into the studio with our logo on the back, and they're effing everywhere, all over the studio. And it's all over the internet. What was that chick? She was out of Canada.
Yeah.
And I have to go to my boss and go, hey, I need you to not freak out about something. And he's like, I can't promise. I go, you need to. I can't show you unless you listen to me. And I mean, that was as close as it's ever come to me not being able to save your job.
Yeah.
Also, his wife didn't know when he had his face down Lake Lickasnatchee.
They upset because the logo was in the thing, and they always say there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Nice try.
That's what they say.
Nice try, man. Like, how do you think you're going to get away with it when there's a goddamn cameraman?
Well, I didn't realize the internet was because this is the beginning.
That's not really true. Here's the problem. You don't care when you get an erection. You have no brain.
True.
You have to finish.
Yeah, I know. He really.
I was younger and dumber at the time. But then I've grown since then. I've become more sexually inept and on a higher plane than most.
Okay.
So I can understand things.
That's
better.
good.
He's confident.
I am very good.
Oh my God.
Is he confident?
Listen, I'm going to do it to her too. I can't help it. I apologize now, Dr. Sadie.
It's okay.
We're going to pick one. And which would you say is your favorite tea?
Most colorful.
See, I kind of like ending or grind and swivel's pretty.
Ooh, okay.
I'll wait.
And now, to help you be a better lover, the Johnny Dare Morning Show presents Just the Tip. Sex Tips with expert lover, T-Bone.
Okay, guys, here's a few more tips and that kind of stuff, okay, for, when you get towards the point of no return, where you're like, and you're just going to town, and she's like, oh, don't stop, that feels so good. But you're like, oh my God. But you're like, I don't want to stop. I'm not ready to stop. I'm not ready to be done. And she's like, oh, no, keep going, keep it. Yeah. Well, okay, here is one of the best moves you could do, okay, to keep the action going with the action not going, okay? It's called the grind and swivel, okay? From whatever position that you're in, you get her to get on her back, you get her legs and her buttocks straight up in the air. You help put a pillow against her back and that kind of stuff to help keep them up there. Now, you got her legs on your chest, you go down and in. Okay, so you're facing really close to each other. Okay, now here's where this move is different, because this is not your typical in and out. Okay, you're in, but now we're grinding, we're swiveling around, we're getting our hips just moving, we're doing big circles, but not in and out circles. No. We're doing side to side circles, where it's like we're doing an electric slide across there, just from side to side. And she's gonna be thinking this is kind of weird, but then she's like, ooh, oh my God, yeah. I'm starting to feel weird. A little tickle down there. Because we're giving her some friction down there. And it's like rubbing two sticks together. You rub them enough, you're going to get yourself a fire in those panties.
This has been Just the Tip. Sex tips with T-Bone. Only on the Johnny Dare Morning Show.
It's not often I'm ashamed of what I do for a living.
That was great.
Thank you.
Let me add that the reason that you're swiveling and grinding, which is gyrating, is because now you're providing constant contact on her vulva and her pleasure button, which is what will get her to that point of no return at the same time you are.
But did you notice what was happening during the...
Well, when he was gyrating against the table? Yeah. Do you do that next to Johnny every day?
Yo, unfortunately, whenever that happens, he likes
I know what I'm talking about, right?
You do. That must be distracting.
Don't do that.
I told you I know what I'm
Don't
talking
do that,
about.
Doc.
Sometimes he doubts me. Sometimes he doubts me. And it's like,
He's
no,
pretty good
seriously.
so far. The pillows. And
I noticed you couldn't look at him anymore.
Well, he was.
I saw you looking down. I saw you were eating. This is a girl. This is what you do for a living. You were like, oh no, I cannot look at him anymore.
Well, he was getting awfully close to. That's why I was.
Yeah, no, it's creepy. No,
she was watching it like a case study, but everyone has to look away occasionally. Just, to kind of think about it and not look right at it.
That's the only time I don't take the headphones off. I felt like it would ruin the moment for you because I normally will take my headphones off. I can't have it that close to my brain. Like it's too close. It's in there. Like. It's the noises. Probably the one that bothers me the most is stuffing.
He doesn't believe in stuff. That stuffing's a real thing. That it's
Oh wait.
Let's hear it.
And now to help you be a better lover, the Johnny Dare Morning Show presents Just the Tip. Sex tips with expert lover T-Bone.
Okay, guys, I know that you don't always feel like, you're in the mood to do it and that kind of stuff. But, you got your woman, she's all built up and that kind of stuff because, she's like, oh, my God, I'm his goddess. If I take my clothes off, he's going to want it. But that's not always the case. But we don't want to tell her that. So here's a technique called stuffing. All right, what you do is you get yourself as worked up as what you can. Because I said, we're not really in the mood. Now, you're going to have to use your fingers for this, and you're going to have to help load the missile into the rocket pad, okay? So you get that load up there, you get things all pushed together. Now we're going to create a suction. You're going to do circular motion movements, okay? No in and out. I mean, you're pressed up against her, skin on skin. Just slur together. Yeah, that's it. It's just going to be just like plunging a toilet. You're going to start off slow, but then you're going to go faster. So you're building up an air pressure, okay? And what that air pressure does, it's going to turn around and it's going to help you out and get you to where you need to be, okay? Now, as that's happening, guys, you're going to notice, for you, it feels like when you're out in public and you get that weird tickles in your underwear. Well, it's going to be just like that, except times 10. But for the women, they've never experienced this before because they're used to you going in all is man and that kind of stuff. They haven't had just goes through slow. It's like you're walking through a dinner party, and your penis is just kind of brushing up against people, It's just going to be winding up brushing up against areas inside her that's never really been touched or kind of tickled with before because, said, you've always just rushed in and out. So, I mean, for women, they're going to hit areas, you're going to see them start to quiver just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, and they get that little tickle there. Oh yeah, oh my god, and they're gonna want to try to pop off because it's a tickle. But you got to hold them on there and keep your circular motions going. Okay, is there? Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh no. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's gonna be like that until you are at full sized sword and you're ready to start slaying.
This has been Just the Tip. Sex tips with T-Bone. Only on the Johnny Dare Morning Show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quite erotic.
Oh yes. If you're,
This is the erotic show.
Insane.
If you're insane.
Insane.
It's
Perverse. Creep.
It's
You kill my. There's almost nothing that kill my sex drive. Like you're like, yeah, like a wet fart. You're awful.
I
just terrible.
I don't fancy it up with the terms and stuff that people don't understand. It's like the average Joe.
He doesn't bother with knowledge. He doesn't bother with knowledge.
They know what I'm saying.
Feelings.
They hear it, and
I think it's helpful. Because you're right. A lot of guys are quick to just get to it, and your helpful sex advice will actually give them food for thought to be like, maybe I should slow down. Maybe
Thank you. I'm telling you guys.
I sometimes listen to these so I don't finish too quick. I'm right at the edge. Like, I think I might put his voice in my headphones. Yeah. Those are so terrible. They're so terrible, Doc.
But they're true. They are true.
He really wants your
Ending is
validation.
another
You
one.
don't have to give him your validation. Whatever you want.
It is good. I wouldn't lie. I think you're very good, and you're doing a service. You're doing a service for all the men and women out there.
The one though that he doesn't believe either is ending.
I'm not playing anymore today. No.
End with the ending.
Listen, like, you see what you've done. You see what you've done. Like,
boosted the ego.
Oh my God, the rooster's back. The rooster is back.
I'm just standing minding my own business. It's
You
not
have no
my
idea.
fault
Like,
the validation hit me in the face.
This is his thing. To be sexually powerful is his thing.
You should get into sex education. You can get
Oh,
a certificate, and you can be a therapist.
There's your seminars.
Sex coach.
Exactly. I put stuff for the average Joe to
Can you
understand.
imagine your wife and you aren't having a good sex life? You get her to a therapist, and this walks in. She's out.
But I know what I'm talking
Instant divorce. You should open up a divorce next door. Yeah.
glass
Dr. Sadie shows up, and the woman thinks, okay, great, it's a girl, so I'm more comfortable. The guy's like, look how pretty she is. Everything's great. That's what you want. An unashamed, wonderful, knowledgeable, cool person. Not this.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, you look like you're going to wear a latex mask with a zipper mouth.
She's got a welcoming approach.
You look like you got one of those face funnels at home.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
You poor guy.
No, he's not a poor guy. He does terrible things.
But I do them right, though.
No.
Even the doctor said my techniques were right.
They're good techniques.
They might be terrible, but they are right.
Oh, this is so awful what she's doing to us. You know what, Nikki, now. There's no around this.
I'm thankful that she's here.
Yeah.
I fear what's going to happen after she leaves.
You'll have to let me know.
Oh, trust you me. There'll be correspondence.
I'm going to just be I'm going to be a very regular self.
No, God,
I've
no.
always been, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be your regular self.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm humble, but I know what I'm talking about.
You are magical. You are magical, and I love you. He and his wife are in the lifestyle. She didn't want, at first, you had to talk her into it.
We talked about it at first. I mean, it's one of those. It all began with she saw a porn and that kind of stuff. Started kind of looking at the females, and we started watching, some female only porn and that kind of stuff, and then we just kind of slowly walked our way into it.
Yeah,
that's a great way to go.
Now, would you recommend it, or do you think? Because here's my thing. I know me. I'm not going to be okay with when it's her turn to have another guy. It's just I'm not cool.
It's not. It's not
man.
for everybody, but it's great for some people. But my advice is to take it slow, like you slowly. But then when you do, like, you can start going to like a sexy dance party or a swinger club and just be voyeurs.
Yeah, we did for the voyeurs first, and then like the second time we went, we did like the soft swap thing where it's just the oral type stuff, and then from there just.
That's the way to do it, and communicate with your lover the whole way through. Because when you,
I told you, telling you,
you're killing me, Doc. Oh, you don't know, man. And here's my problem. You know what? I don't think when you go to a swinger party, I think they look like you. I don't think it looks like Doc and her boyfriend, husband or husband,
boyfriend,
partner,
husband-ish, partner,
whatever. You guys, you're in love.
Yep,
and,
we're in.
That's not the type of people I think are there.
That couple.
I think it's like you. No offense, but I'm saying that's not what. That's
right.
I don't want to see regular people naked. That sounds awful.
I know, but
I mean, dude, I love Jake. Jake, you want to see me naked? Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't, buddy. That's right. And I definitely don't want to watch anybody. I'm never going to be that secure.
What if it was just foreplay stuff and not going all the way?
No, probably not. Now, 2 girls would be fine. That's
biased.
shallow. Absolutely, No, it's definitely a double standard. If she was like, yeah, I'll bring home a chick, I'd be like, fantastic. But yeah, no, it's not going to go the other way, probably.
Nope.
But on the other hand, she's never asked. But I don't think I could. I think you said you can't.
No, the jealousy in our house, no. The insecurity.
No.
Applaud the rest of you. Yay.
How many guys you think have banged your wife in front of you?
I don't know, maybe
78?
No.
400?
No.
How many at one time? 36?
There's only been 2 at once.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's like we talked about before.
I hope your kid finds a picture.
There's sex. There's sex for recreation, sex for fun, and
I get that part. I get that part.
and I'm at the higher plane. I separate them.
I respect that, and you're absolutely right. There's a lot of different types and ways and reasons to have sex.
I've been telling you this.
Oh God,
you're killing me, Doc.
It's your affirmation day from Dr. Sadie.
Yes, finally.
I'm going to ask her to write you a letter saying I was kidding. After this is over.
No, I'm not going to do that.
How much money is that going to cost? I'm like,
$10.
Yeah, right. Hey, listen. Look, sex is great as long as you're comfortable with it. That's the key, right? Find a way to be comfortable with it. Find a way to be happy with yourself, with your partner, to have a great life, because it's a great part of our life.
Yeah, embrace it.
Yeah.
You only got one life. It's all just pleasure. You know,
and don't
it's
take
not
it
that
too
seriously.
No, it really isn't too serious, man. And you know what? You want to ask questions? Go to her website. Go to Dr. Sadie's website, drsadie.com or ticklekitty.com, sadieallison.com. You can look for, just Google any of it. But you have blogs. You answer questions. You accept emails. You do therapy. You do all of it. You sell toys. You've got books. You've got it all.
I am the sex girl.
That's fantastic, man. That's great.
I love it.
I'm so happy. It's so nice, though, that it's like and this sounds odd, but it's so much more legitimate coming from a beautiful woman that you're like, fantastic. Because Dr. Ruth creeped me out. I'll be honest. She was an odd duck. We used to have her on the show, and I'm sure she was very sweet, but she was almost a weird midget type. And she didn't have a good sense of humor about sex.
No,
she took it a little too seriously. Like when you'd ask her a question, she got mad. I asked her last time she masturbated.
Oh, she did.
And I'm like, how are you going to get mad, Dr. Ruth? You know, like goddamn war criminal. So I never enjoyed that. And I don't think, you can't go to the church. Like when they say go to the church and ask your questions, I'm like, what a terrible idea. What an awful idea. Why would you ask a nun sex advice or a priest?
Yeah, they don't do it. Well, they say they don't do it.
Well,
you're not supposed to do it.
Teach you how to keep them quiet, maybe. But I mean, who do you ask? And most people cannot ask their mother and father. You grew up in a very cool household, so nobody shamed anybody, and so it is natural. It's easy.
Yeah, and that's why it's good to seek out resources to help yourself. And that's why I wrote these 6 books, which are all technique based, because there isn't that information. And you don't want a big encyclopedia type sex book. You want like short, small bullet points, easy to kind of grasp.
Yeah.
Really accessible.
It's not exactly there's no test. You know what I mean? Like this is the most fun education you'll ever get.
Right. And it's all about exploration, because you're not supposed to be a pro. You're learning as you go and just having fun. Yeah. And don't take it too seriously.
No.
And you're not going to like everything as well. And you're not supposed to be perfect at everything. So it's really just...
Not unless you're T.
And it's not perfect. I'm still learning some stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
but I find a way to adapt. You know, it's like a seal. You know, Navy SEAL. You know, with a vagina almost.
Okay.
Go in.
I hate this so much.
And, I
Navy SEAL.
I hate this so much. You have no idea, Doc, what you've done today. But on a serious note, all kidding aside, and you were talking about how great your upbringing was. Mm-hmm. Man, that is the single most important thing I think you could ever give a kid, to not make them ashamed of their body. Because we were talking about this a lot. If a stranger walked up and touched your elbow, hurt your elbow, you would not have a problem telling your parents. But if a stranger, because we made kids ashamed of their body parts,
mm-hmm.
They hold a secret, and that's the power terrible people have, right?
Right.
Like, teach your kid, there's no difference between your nose and your butthole, man. Like other than, but you understand what I'm saying. Like there's not one is not worth more than the other. One is not private necessarily, other than it's not for everybody. But to make people ashamed is the power you give these terrible human beings.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But it's been evolving over the years. There's so much more content and information now that people know better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's whenever I see people rearing kids, and that's probably not the best term, but raising kids, you can always tell when I hear people use cute words for a vagina.
Yeah,
I'm like, you just call it your vagina, all right?
That right there stigmatizes it. You don't want to say what it's called. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just like your nose, your ears, your body part.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't call it your no-no on your front of your face, right? And that's absurd to me. And I go, what do you think you're teaching that kid? I go, you're just teaching that kid
to not be
there's something wrong with that subconsciously all the way through. So it's what'd you teach? By the way, tell me this. Let me ask this question. Mm-hmm. How old was Brody when you gave him pornography?
He was, I think 9 or so. 9
What'd
or
you give
10.
him?
I gave him a Playboy.
Okay.
All right.
Is that okay? I said it's not okay.
At 9?
Well, but at that time,
this is before the internet, right?
No, this is when he had a cell phone and
Okay, so he was already seen all that stuff then.
So it's one of It's because it's tame because they're not really showing anything crazy.
Right. Playboy's just beautiful nude. You know, when I first started off with Tickle Kitty, a couple years in, I got offered from Playboy magazine to do a 5-page photo shoot and story.
So why didn't you do it?
I didn't do it.
I
I didn't know at the time I was getting my doctorate in human sexuality. I'd worked so hard for my reputation.
You felt that it might.
It might hurt my career. And I was like, am I trying to be a sex symbol or a sex educator? And it's different. And I knew also that once you take your clothes off, you can't ever take that back.
No, the mystery's gone.
You wish you would have done it now.
I don't have regrets in life, but I had always wanted to be in Playboy since I was a little girl, and then I manifested this miracle of an opportunity to happen, and I ended up turning it down.
Yeah, I see both. But I mean, it kind of runs anti to the whole truth of what we've been talking about is you shouldn't have been ashamed of it, ultimately.
But I have 2 daughters now, and my photos would be out there, and how would that be for them and for me? So
Playboy, you'd probably be okay. I think, because there's nothing too terrible in that.
No, I was honored though.
I wouldn't do Hustler.
I think you did it right, and knowing
Hustler's
that
probably not what
Penthouse.
You want to do. Yeah, do that. Like,
I think you did it right. Just knowing that you could have, I think you should be able to go. Yeah, I could have.
Yep.
Didn't, but I kept going.
I turned Playboy down.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't die. You don't send my kitty naked photos.
No, because no.
I do once in a while.
I would accidentally. You should, but like mine would accidentally go to the wrong person. So no, not a desire.
Well, what if he took pictures of you with his cell phone?
No. Because he's a dumbass too. They would go to the wrong person.
Okay. What if I had a Polaroid camera? Okay,
no.
So the real answer is no.
No, that's me.
It's not. It's going to go to the wrong person. It's no.
That is on me. No, for me. So.
Do you want naked pictures of Mike?
No,
you have them.
Good.
I've seen too many.
Actually,
of them.
I do, but they're usually just because he's always mooning someone or his ass is hanging out of God knows what. Because he jokes.
We tried to get T and Playgirl. When they would send the amateurs in, we had him frolicking with a beach ball naked one time. We did. We had a professional photo shoot one day.
Yeah.
I wish you could have got in.
I wish I could have too.
Now how do you think about like the Bunny Ranch? We normally go out and broadcast live. Obviously, Dennis has passed now in the last year, but we'd go out there and broadcast live. How are you with legalized prostitution?
I think it's great.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
It's the first career industry ever, right? Yeah. And to eat, it's a job like anything else, and if that's what you choose, it's much safer than being on the streets.
Absolutely, nobody's forcing you. It's a business deal. It's regulated. If I can throw a baseball, I'm in major league. If I can play guitar, I'm on a stage. If you can get money for that, hey man, go. Like whatever your head's at. But yeah, that's good because I feel the same exact way, man. I hate the fact that feminists will be so incredibly opinionated about everything, but then it comes to prostitution and they talk like you're selling out your own gender, which is absolutely absurd. It runs completely opposite to what you're trying to tell me every other way, that your body is yours. Your body is yours.
Right.
Do whatever you want.
And if
you
want to be a sex worker, then so be it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, I agree.
Listen, I got to get out of here because it's already past 10 o'clock.
Oh.
And no, it went fast.
Oh my gosh.
Come back anytime.
I loved being here today. Thank you so much for having me and letting me be part of your show this morning. My cheeks are tired from smiling and laughing the whole time.
Thank you for everything.
It's fun. You guys, listen, don't forget. We still got plenty of time to get there before Valentine's Day. The Play With Me kit's available. All the books, Toygasms, Ticklish Pickle. Just go look for yourself. TickleKitty.com or drsadie.com. Sex expert, and of course, the CEO of TickleKitty.com.
This is the Johnny